Yeah, we party till dawn.
Still on the couch, phone buzzing like it's pissed in my mouth. Ice bloodshot head, feels like dead. Still drunk, still bullish, no regrets. Shot of Jack, cold pizza bite. Char looking sexy in the early light. Robin Hood yelling, are you awake? Hell yeah, brother, I'm here to overtrade. Mama said, boy, you ain't right. I said, mama, future's green tonight. Decisions and chicken tendies, my friend. Bald calls I don't understand. Margin looking like a one-night stand. Broker rap says, bro, please stop. I said, shut up, bitch, we're going to the top. But it takes Brazil now. I said, nah, diamond hands, watch me drown. Portfolio smell like gasoline, but I swear to God, said last call clown. I said nah, market opens in an hour now. We party till dawn, traded in the morning. Beer on my breast, still hit the button, no warning. Hand shaky, heart beating like a drum. Chasing them tendies while the sun come up. Yeah, we party till dawn, traded in the morning. If I blow this account, guess I'm learning. But when that bell rings and the candles ascend, it's hangovers, bad decisions, and chicken tendies, my friend. Called asking where I've been. I said sick. He said again. Truth is I was watching them spy, sweating harder than a church daylight. Ex-wife wants child support. I said babe, I'm long volatility, show remorse. Gas tank empty, heart full of hope. If this trade hits, we're buying the boat. If it's green, we cheer. If it's red, we drink. If it goes sideways, we lie and say long-term think. We party till dawn, traded in the morning. Beer on my breast, still hit the button, no warning. Hand shaky, heart beating like a drum. Chasing them tendies while the sun come up. Yeah, we party till dawn, traded in the morning. If I blow this account, guess I'm learning. But when that bell rings and the candles ascend, it's hangovers, bad decisions, and chicken tendies, my friend.
Oh, brother, oh, brother. Hello, and good morning. Welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, where it is a beautiful Tuesday, February the 3rd, I want to go with. Hope you guys are having a good one. Good morning. What a day to be involved in the world's largest casino, where, yes, today we are talking about new all-time highs. Say those 4 words with me, folks. New all-time highs. They are on the radar today. Now, it is a guarantee? Absolutely not. But I have to be honest with you, I'm feeling pretty freaking good about it. I am. That's my base case on the day, that the overall market, aka the S&P 500, the best barometer for the US market, is going to be clocking a new all-time high today. That is my base case. Let's see if it's going to be playing out. And more importantly then, is it going to be playing out? can we make some money on it? Can we make some moolah off of the moves? Can we make some dinero on the degenerate bets? Well, time will tell. Folks, very quickly, if you haven't signed up for the Goonie Trading Discord and that's something you're interested in, it is pinned to the top of chat. And also a reminder that for Apex, today is the final day of the 90% off sale if you use that code Goonie. I just want to put that out there. It is pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. If you're on YouTube, the Nightbot bot will be like throwing that into your face. But overall, I think we're going to have some opportunity today. Yesterday, the move was in the morning. It was in the kind of the opening of the session. I guess for the first half hour, 45 minutes, maybe you could even argue an hour, we pumped. And then for the rest of the day, we went sideways. That's what you're going to get when the entire option chain, as in the full chain, the gamma is dominated by the zero DTE influence. And that's where we're at again today. So let me mathematically prove to you that really it's, at least at this moment, and of course the market is dynamic. Not only does price update, but price is updating because all traders are updating their trades and options are updating. And yes, the whole situation is dynamic. It's fluid. But what I could tell you is as of now at 9:05 with 25 minutes to go, it is zero DTE influenced and, well, strongly influenced, and it's currently being controlled by the bulls. So if we look at price structure, momentum, and the options flow, right now the bulls are winning. I know that I've been saying this for a while, and every time we peak and have a red day, I'm always getting these angry comments and DMs and emails of, you don't know what we're talking about, we're about to crash. And it kind of does make me laugh. It gives me my jollies that people are telling me I should be bearish at new all-time highs, which is crazy because by definition, you're at a new record high. And then also from there, all of the stats surrounding new all-time highs suggest that more new all-time highs are coming. That's literally just the odds of the market. And then I guess really what just drills home the point for me is the fact that I just keep proven right and right and right every single time. Every single time we see a new high, everyone's like, oh, I guess Matt was right. And then we get hit and everyone's like, oh, it's a bear market, you gotta sell. And then I just keep telling everyone that I'm personally buying the dip, I'm selling puts, I'm putting in some put credit spreads, I'm buying some of my favorite equities. And then we pop to a new high and they're like, all right, Matt was right on that one, but maybe he's not gonna be right on this one. So we're going to be finding out. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but my new prediction, or my current prediction, is that a new all-time high will be either on the radar today, tomorrow, but that is my base case. That's the next move I'm looking for. And I actually have some specific targets past the all-time high that I want to get into today. So I hope that sounds good, and let me do my job and get ready, get everyone ready for the show. S&P 500 futures climb after index starts February trading on a winning note. So the overall market right here, SPY, is basically at the high from yesterday, which is a slight undershoot of the all-time high. The Nasdaq is right above the high from yesterday. Palantir gapping up 11.6% because of the earnings. I do want to talk about Palantir. Honestly, from a fundamental perspective, it reported one of the best earnings that you can possibly have. Legitimately, if you're in Palantir, every once in a while, I'll actively trade it. But if anything, I find that my life is far easier by just dollar cost averaging into PLTR and riding it. So it's not like Rumble where I don't ever actively trade it. Yes, every once in a while, I'll sell some premium on it. But overall, I would say 95 to 97% of the time, I just look at my stock holdings and just let it ride. And just right now, because gold and silver and Bitcoin are going a little bit crazy over the past couple weeks, yes, we're going to be covering that as well. So a lot to chit chat about. Turkey is preparing to host U.S.-Iran talks in Istanbul. So last weekend and the weekend before, there was concerns that tensions are not only boiling over here in the U.S., aka Minnesota, but also on the international scale because of just what's going on in Iran and the U.S.'s opinion of it, and also inevitably that the U.S. is the world's police. So apparently we're getting a little bit closer to maybe tension simmering down. So I just wanted to put that on your radar because not only is it flagging that maybe international conflict is calming down, but yes, it could also have an impact on, black gold, aka oil. So please pay attention to that. Trump's surprise trade deal with India resets fractured ties. So if you missed this, yes, we're still kind kind of, I guess, in the Cold War of the tariff wars where they're still going on, but we're just not hearing much about it anymore. A week or two ago, we saw that the EU and Canada are going out on their own, making their own trade deals that are not including the U.S. So President Trump, obviously of the U.S., decided to clap back and he said, hey, if you can make some deals, I know the art of the deal, and I'm going to make some deals as well. So anyway, just to give you a little bit detail on that, Trump refuses to be outdone by Europe signing his own U.S.-India trade deal. The U.S. and India have signed a trade deal the country's leaders announced, although details remain scant. So we don't really know much of the details, but whatever. We run this ship on vibes anyway. The deal comes after the EU and India signed a free trade agreement in which they agreed to slash tariffs on most goods to zero, but over a number of years. The U.S. deal comes after global trading partners have been signing trade pacts, leaving America looking ostracized and isolated. So basically, they're accusing Trump of looking like a giant bird. And hey, I appreciate that. That's a good playground level insult to the world's most powerful man of you're not going to trade with us. We're not going to trade with you. So you're a giant bird. I think it's inventive. It's maybe not the most hard-hitting insult that we've ever heard of on this channel, but it is a pretty solid insult itself. And then they basically said that he's a lonely bird, isolated. So it's interesting. So we're going to see how that one plays off. It is a bold move, Cotton, and we're going to see how he responds to being accused of being an isolated large bird. Clinton's back down, agreed to testify in House Epstein inquiry. I know it doesn't directly impact the economy. I know it doesn't directly impact the market. As you can tell, I'm shifting gears from the larger world news to the US news, but this really just feels like one of the things that we should stream. I know it's not Pelosi. She's not giving away her Discord trade signals and telling us what company to load up on that a week or two later is going to be getting an amazing deal with the government. But it just sounds like this entire thing is going to be so crazy that I kind of want to stream it with all of you. I'm not going to do it if you guys don't want to do it, but I'm definitely going to be listening to it myself. If you guys are kind of out of the loop, obviously, there's multiple loops embedded within other loops here, but Clinton, Bill Clinton, old Bilbo there, Monica Lewinsky's ex-lover, is well known to be an Epstein friend. He went to the island many, many times, really weird paintings of him, and I bet there's even more strange stuff that I don't even know about. Well, not too recently, the Clintons were asked to come to Congress and testify, and they basically said, hey, how's my middle finger look? But now apparently they're going to testify. So right here, former President Bill Clinton and his wife, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, will appear before a congressional committee investigating Jeffrey Epstein, according to their lawyers. The Clinton lawyers said they accept the terms of the committee's letter and will appear for depositions on mutually agreeable dates. The House Oversight Committee had planned a full House vote to hold the Clintons in criminal contempt if they continued to defy subpoenas in the inquiry into Epstein and his activities. Nothing says you're innocent by literally avoiding a congressional inquiry. I bet they didn't do it. Former President Bill Clinton and his wife, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, will appear before a congressional committee investigating the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein, their lawyers said Monday. What is the exact date on this? I guess maybe since they're classifying it as mutually agreed upon dates, that we don't really know the date. If anyone knows the date, I don't think it's out yet, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing something. If anyone in chat knows when this is allegedly going down, please let me know. Because like I said, I would love to stream it. I feel like we could already get the popcorn ready, but I just wanted to call that out because with the recent release of the old Epstein files, the market, or I guess the Twitter sphere, the social media sphere is once again just going crazy for good reasoning, but we're going to see how it plays out. Clinton's offer to give depositions as contempt vote looms. GOP-led House committee has subpoenaed former president and Secretary of State. So we're waiting on that one. And I have a feeling, like I said, there's going to be some fireworks. It's going to be crazy, but that's this entire situation. All right, switching up gears and actually bringing it to the market today at 10 a.m. So if you happen to be an active trader, if you're trading futures, day trading, scalp trading, anything like that, Jolt's job openings dropping at 10 a.m. Eastern. So 30 minutes into the trading day, Please be mindful of that. Later on this week, we are getting the ADP non-farm employment change. That's coming out tomorrow. Some non-manufacturing stuff. The ECB, the European Central Bank, equivalent to our Fed, but over there for Europe, they're doing their interest rate decision on Thursday. And then Friday, we might be getting the unemployment report. Friday's job report will be delayed because of the partial government shutdown. The Bureau of Labor Statistics will not be releasing the January jobs report as scheduled Friday due to a partial government shutdown. So what I was reading was if we got past this government, I guess, like whatever you want to call it, past the government shutdown, if we solved the government debacle, if we did it in time, there was a chance of us getting these numbers, but it doesn't seem as if that's going to be happening. So I personally wouldn't be holding my breath for this Friday. How long will the government shutdown last? Well, ever since January 30th, where we kind of got into the shutdown, it's been pretty consistently 4 days. So we are, I guess, one more day out, and then maybe they're going to solve it. It's kind of interesting because the odds, according to at least Kohrs, and also I did double check it on Polymarket, they're not moving at all. They're just going sideways, sideways, sideways. So for whatever reason, the betting market is pretty confident in 4 days. So that's what we're waiting on. We're already 3 days into it, so I wouldn't be surprised if we're actually having some big updates about it today. So definitely be mindful of that. And with all the crazy chaos and volatility, we are seeing nutso movements in the market. Gold and silver rebound, pulling global mining stocks and precious metal ETFs higher. So a lot of movement. So yes, I showed you already that the S&P 500 is near the all-time high. The NASDAQ is not far off from the all-time high. The Russell also not far off from the all-time high. Bitcoin is getting really, really beaten up, but we might be double bottoming at this low that we saw from April of 2025. It's trading at upper 70,000s, but what's been taking the world by storm are gold and silver. So both are currently green on the year. Huge rip to the upside, got massively smashed. This has to do with trading dynamics and psychology and the announcement of Kevin Warsh. And there's various things that came into play here. But at the end of the day, it's just because there was more aggressive selling than there was buying. Now, in your mind, you might want to be describing why there was more aggressive selling than buying. But at the end of the day, you're not going to know why everyone decided to trade. As I said yesterday, not only on stream, but in the update video, feel free to fact check me. I once again want to reiterate the fact I think there's going to be, not only did we have the stairs up, elevator down, I think there's going to be more of a violent bounce. And I think the height of this bounce is going to be very telling. Right now, my base case is that we either undershoot the high or we tie the high. I think it's not as likely. I'm not saying impossible, but I don't think it's likely that the first bounce is going to be taking out the all-time high. Yes, it is possible, but once again, I view the market to be like kind of a root system of probabilities, and I think the highest probability pathway is on this first bounce that we do not take out the high. I think we either undershoot it or tie it. From there, I think the height of it is going to be really telling about the bullish aggression, and this is true for both gold and silver, I should clarify. I'm looking for a bounce because we caught ourselves at the 50 EMA. I'm looking for a bounce because we're bouncing off the 50 EMA. I like that we took out the high from yesterday on gold and silver. To me, this is a reversal pattern, and really to anyone with a basic understanding of technical analysis would agree that that is a reversal, a V-shape, whatever you want to call it, but we're bouncing off the 50 EMA. I'm looking for some form of a bounce. I don't know how high it's going to be. No one can tell you how high it's going to be. The odds would suggest we are not taking out the all-time high. I'm looking for this bounce, and then from there, dependent on how high the bounce is, if it's the lower the bounce, the more severe this is going to be for the bulls. The less bullish aggression we show, the market, when I say we, I mean the overall market, shows in this bounce, I think it's going to actually get really bad, and that could set up another retest of the 50 EMA for, once again, both gold and silver. And if that breaks, I'd be looking for about a 50% retracement of this overall push, which would bring gold to the realm of 4,000 and silver to the realm of maybe between 50 and 60. Now, unlike AMC and GME and Doge and Shiba, which were bound to fail in the long term, I do not think gold and silver will be failing in the long term. All of my commentary has to do with the short-term trading right now and the psychology of it ripping and like kind of the pump and dump situation. But unlike especially AMC and Doge, which have no true fundamental value, like looking forward, I do eventually believe that gold and silver will bottom out. They'll put in a nice foundation and then like continue their trip to the upside. So you have to be very clear, like especially, and feel free to get clarification from me of Matt, are you talking about long-term investing or are you talking about short-term trading? In short-term trading, I'm looking for a volatile bounce to the upside in gold and silver, followed by an additional volatile sell-off. That is for more short-term trading. We're talking the next couple days, the next couple weeks, the next couple months. In the long term, I very deeply believe that gold and silver are still high quality long-term assets. So just because I'm saying, yeah, I think on a short term, there's going to be a volatile hit. That has nothing to do with you if you're a long-term gold bug and be like, dude, I'm going to be in this for 10, 20 years. What are you talking about? I'm not talking to you in that particular sentence. So right now, it's much more of psychology than anything else impacting this. This move to the upside, it's not like gold and silver supply got that constrained. It's not like the dollar lost that much value. This hit to the downside within 3 days. It's not like in 3 days we found a new giant supply of gold and silver. No, that's not how it works. What's moving this in the short term is very much short-term psychology of all traders. Now, when I say all traders, I mean everything from retail traders to high-frequency traders to market makers to investment funds to hedge funds to family offices and everything in between. And if you want to know why it was going up, well, in aggregate, they were buying more than they were selling. They were more aggressive buyers than there were sellers. Why did we go down? Once again, you would have to ask them their reasoning for why they were more aggressively selling than they were buying, but this is what it leads to. You can look at the ETFs and the positioning and the call writing and the put writing. Yes, every trader out there has their own reasoning for what they're doing. Obviously, that's how markets move, but to know, there's no specific reason. I kind of took a little bit of heat on this in the update video on Sunday for gold and silver of like, you have no reason why it's going up and down. Well, that's inherently true. I could take that criticism, but I would also argue that no one does, because for you to fully know why something is going up or down, that means you talk to literally every single trader who is involved in the trade, and you talk to them and said, hey man, why are you buying? Hey man, why are you selling? Yeah, we can make assumptions related to news, such as Kevin Warsh being very hawkish, and that's going to be bad for inflation, which is inherently bad for gold and silver. That's a reasonable thing. And I bet some people in the world did trade on that. Maybe you're looking at some of the shenanigans going on in China and Asia in general and what they're doing with supply. Maybe you're considering the new gold vein that China found. Yeah, all those are like legitimate reasons, and maybe some person in the world decided to trade on that. So this idea of like, what is the exact reason? At the end of the day, not only does it not matter for gold or silver or Palantir or the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or any market, at the end of the day, price action is price action. Maybe someone did it because they have the best PhD level thesis ever, or maybe they made a fat finger mistake and accidentally traded the wrong thing. We don't know in aggregate why people are deciding to trade. We just know the fact that they are deciding to trade, the amount they're trading, and the level that they're trading at. That is what matters. So I know I've said this before, but I think it's just really important to reiterate it, especially when we get to situations like this. So as, I guess, from the perspective of active trading, I like right now the long on gold and silver. Your risk would be the recent swing low. If you are not accepting of that risk, if it's too much, you wouldn't take the trade. It is with trend. The structure is bullish. There's a lot of momentum. There's a lot of volatility. I think it is a high risk, high reward type of trade. And once again, if you took that long, your risk would be the recent swing low. I would ride it as long as I can. As I said, I don't know where the top's going to be, but after the next top, I think there's going to be another violent sell-off, which means if you think the trend is starting to change, you probably want to lock in your money and move on with your life. What happened to circuit breakers? They're still there. A lot of people who ask that question just don't understand how circuit breakers work. But yes, circuit breakers are always in effect. And the biggest thing with people asking questions about circuit breakers is just a misunderstanding of when circuit breakers are actually triggered. So right now, gold and silver still going crazy, Bitcoin getting beaten up, and the equities market looking really good. We are in earnings season. We just heard from Palantir last night. This morning, PayPal, Pepsi, Merck, Pfizer. Tonight, after the market closes, AMD, Supermicro, and Chipotle. And then obviously feel free to screenshot this because we do have important earnings coming up later this week. But let me circle back to Palantir, which literally just had one of the best earnings that we've ever heard of. Palantir beats fourth quarter estimates on the strength of AI and defense demand. So that's the headline. Palantir Q4 2025 earnings, $1.4 billion in revenue, increase of 70% year over year. US revenue, $1.71 billion, 93% increase. And you could just go down and down. But the rule of 40, which is the craziest thing, increased to 127%. So if you look at the adjusted operating margin and then also the year over year revenue growth, Palantir's in a world of its own. It truly is in a world of its own. You have a couple others up there once in a while, depending on the quarter, depending on the recent reports. But Palantir is like by definition an outlier from a fundamental standpoint. So like I already alluded to, I don't really actively trade Palantir. I will every once in a while, but it is a very important aspect of not only my swing account, but also my long-term investment account. I do have it in both. I like it just because every single quarter when I check in on what's going on from a fundamental perspective, it just is continuing to set the bar higher and higher and higher. And I know many of you in chat are of the same opinion. So congrats to all of you because this thing is amazing. Alex Karp's message to retail shareholders.
Alex, as always, we have a lot of individual investors on the line. Is there anything you'd like to say before we end the call?
When we are thinking about what we're building, we are building these things with our internal culture, our defense clients, partners, and with a great thought to people who have put their own money into Palantir. It's just a very important part of why we continue to perform and what motivates a lot of us here, and definitely me. And I hope that you are having a great time when you run into professional analysts who thought we would never be free cash flow positive, we'd never be profitable, we'd never have a 2-handle, a 3-handle, a 4-handle, a 5-handle, and now a 7-handle on our aggregate growth, and the rule of 40 was some unattainable category, although 127 is unattainable by everyone besides us. So I hope you're enjoying the ride.
Shitting on the entire equities
There's always
market.
ups and downs, and there are ups and downs for all of us. We've been doing this for a long time, but we're having fun tonight. I hope you are too. And congratulations.
So if you missed it, they absolutely crush, and the market is rewarding them, gapping up 11%, closing out the day yesterday at 147.76, currently trading at 164 and some change. So once again, congrats to all you playing Palantir. Pfizer beats quarterly estimates despite COVID product decline, reaffirms modest outlook. I didn't know we're still talking about Rona, but apparently we are. PepsiCo cuts Lay's Dorito prices up to 15% to boost sales, getting ready for the Super Bowl season. PayPal sees 2026 profit below estimates, names Enrique Lores as the CEO. So PayPal, a little bit of a shift in leadership. The one that I want to talk more about, and maybe we circle back to this, SpaceX and XAI tie up, forming $1.25 trillion company. I'm actually going to circle back to this because similar to yesterday, I already forgot, but we got to do another poll. You guys have made me money 2 days in a row. Market at, hang on. Open. Hang on, let me just get this ready. Start poll. All right, let me just get over here. Let me get into my web trader. The poll is live, and then I'll explain what's going on. All right. Listen up, listen up, listen up. As we've been doing, you guys, my chat will once again be trading my options account. Thus far, you are 2 for 2. You've made me about $3,000. You guys are voting at market open. bullish, bearish, whatever you decide to bet is exactly what I will be throwing on. Full account right at market open. And I just want to see if we can make some money. Just a little bit of fun degeneracy, if you will. So please vote, 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 vote. Actually, you guys are coming in bullish again. Hang on. Okay, so YouTube chat. I am on the wrong screen. Hang on. YouTube chat is voting bullish. What are you guys over on Rumble? The YouTube chat. Hang on. We're getting a lot of... We're definitely on the wrong scene. Some audio feedback there. I'm going to come back to SpaceX and the XAI stuff. Folks, I need you to vote, and I need you to vote faster. Faster, more. Hang on. You have 45 seconds. 45 seconds. 45 seconds. Rumble, are you even listening? Are you even listening? Rumble's just talking about something else over here. I need votes to come in. If you guys... I mean, YouTube's stepping up over here. They're getting the votes. They're doing what they need to. So it seems as if the YouTube chat is leaning bullish. LOL. YouTube chat is voting 69% bullish. Well, if you ask me, those are good enough numbers. So here's what we're going to be doing right at market open. Right at market open. I'm going to be doing this as quickly as I possibly can. Right at market open. Come on. Market. All right. Boom. All right. We got in. Close with a single order. What did I average fill? 1040, 1190, 1190. Okay, confirm and send. We did it. All right, we are long SPX 0 DTE calls. I have 10 of them. The fill was at 1040. I have a pending order. To get out at 1190. Is it going to hit? Come on. You could see it in the top right. Fill it. Oh, we're getting close. Well, we were close for a second. In at 1040, trying to get out at 1190. I have 10 of them. We're going for another 1.5K. You can see. Come on. Can you guys see this right here? Yes, you can. Order filled. You guys are so fucking good at this. Round of applause. Round of applause for everyone. 343. Dude, the chat never misses. There you go. 1,600 locked in. Dude, you guys are on a roll. I don't even know if I'm going to have to trade anymore if you guys keep it at this level. You guys are officially 3 for 3. Another 1,500 locked in. Technically, 1,600. You guys are unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable. To all of you who voted bearish, you suck. To all of you who voted bullish, like I said, the 69% of you, I love it. Now, I honestly might stop trading because I'm just going to start asking you guys, spot on every single day. So obviously, thank you for the massive amounts of success doing it live once again. And I suppose on that note, dingity ding ding ding, the world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all, play responsibly, and if not, have fun. Dude, nothing gets you jazzed like making a quick 1,500 in the morning. We are Icarus. You guys are getting consumed by the hive mind that is Icarus. I love it. All right. Let me move myself over here. I just want to show you, I'm following my rules. I haven't done anything. I did a quick little scalp trade on my FFN accounts just because I already hit the profit target. I just need more trade days. I think I need one more. So I think tomorrow I should be able to upgrade these FFNs from eval to performance. Other than that, I have my 15 large Apex accounts. Those are like kind of my crown jewel. That's what I'm focusing on mainly. I do have 5 smaller funded Apex accounts. And then I have evals on Take Profit and I have evals on Lucid. So as you can see, I've only done a little couple scalp trades over here. Other than that, I'm looking for the good opportunities to trade. So for me, Probably not going to be doing the most. Let me switch it over to the 1 minute here. I'm probably not going to be doing the most out of the gate because there's the JOLTS job report at 10 a.m. So I kind of want to wait for that to see like what's going on. I kind of want to wait to see what in the world is happening there. Good trading, Matt. Wrong direction, but profitable. Bearish calls printed for me. Still, well, the bearish calls printed for me, as in obviously not right. What do you explain to me in the world how it was not the right direction where I made $1.6 thousand? Clearly not. I asked you for market open. Market open was green. So I would love for you to explain how this was wrong when I said, like, the poll is literally market open. Market open was bullish. So by definition, and then that's weird. A bearish call. I mean, maybe you're talking about selling calls. I don't know, to open a position. But that's a weird way to say it. But also, I said great trade. But once again, wrong. It was, my point is we're having a difference in what direction means. The question to everyone in here was market at open. Market at open was green, and it was actually green for the first minute and a half. So everyone was right. So I don't understand how you're saying it's wrong when it was by definition right and money was made. And then you're also bringing in this concept of bearish calls, which I guess I could give you that point if you're talking about like a call credit spread. I could kind of understand that, but I don't know if you're a sophisticated enough trader to be involved in call credit spreads. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I don't know what your skill set in trading is. But the fact that you're calling this the wrong direction does make me dubious of the whole thing. Is there a small gap down? No. We're near the high from yesterday. The green horizontal lines are the high from the previous trading session. So there's not a small gap down. Palantir, you're seeing some very evident profit taking right now. Let me just show you what's going on with options flow. Right out of the gate, SPY was flat, took a hit, recovering. The MAG 7 is pretty much flat, slightly down. And then for those of you curious about Palantir, it was up and now it's slightly back down. So no crazy movement in Palantir options. There's probably going to be vol crush right now. But what I'm seeing in the underlying equity is just profit taking, just people playing the gap up. So I wouldn't be, I mean, once again, we are 6 minutes into the day. I'm not going to let 6 minutes worth of movement change my overall thesis on an underlying, but hey, that's just me. Let's do a quick review of just bullishness, bearishness. 5 minute is bearish. 10 minute is bearish. 30 minute is testing. I wonder if we're going to find support right off that 30 minute 50 EMA. 4 hour is also bullish. 5 minute on the NQ is bearish. 10 minute on the NQ is bearish. 30 minute is breaking down. So be careful of that. I would love the recovery above 900, technically 890. That would be strength to me, but it might not recover. This might be a dagger and we might get hit. The 4 hour seemingly did overshoot the EMA and we're pulling back. So bearish, questioning. We have 23 minutes left. And then the 4 hour seems to be doing some sort of retest. So right now, awkwardly in the middle, I suppose in the short term, the medium term is looking a little bit stronger. So we're going to circle back to that. In terms of the key levels, this is what I am watching today. SPX did already take out the high from yesterday, but we didn't on SPY. But remember, SPX is the important one. SPX is the actual S&P 500, while SPY, oh, actually it did take out. Sorry, I misspoke. I didn't realize it was getting blocked there. It did technically take out. But anyway, SPY is an ETF created to track the S&P 500. So SPX is the actual S&P 500, while SPY is an exchange traded fund, a basket of stocks built to mimic what the SPX should be doing. So SPX is the actual driver. SPY is the ETF to mimic it. ES is the futures contract to mimic it. VU is another ETF made to mimic it. XSP is the same as SPX, but a tenth of the size. So what you need to know is there's a lot of things that are the S&P 500, but the actual real S&P 500 is once again the index SPX. I find that that's like a nuanced detail that not many people are familiar with, but I just wanted to call it out anyway, because it is definitely important in terms of what's more liquid, what are the big guys trading. SPX is the most traded, the most liquid product like on the planet. So this is like the main thing, which is why I'm always coming back to this screen. But the reason I show you SPY is because I know a lot of retail traders, kind of like the Robinhood crowd, like to trade SPY for instead of SPX. So that's why I kind of show you both. But for me, when I'm measuring out levels, when I'm looking at like what's going on, what's not going on, I'm always using SPX, just to clarify. What EMA cloud are you using? It's called the SATY Pivot Ribbon, SATY Pivot Ribbon. It is free, but all you like, there's nothing special about it. It's literally just EMAs. Like, I think it's anywhere from the 10 up to the 50 EMA, and it's just a colorized way to quickly tell, oh, if you're above it, okay, green, bullish. Below it, oh, okay, bearish. It's just a very quick visual tool, so I could say bearish, 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 rather than looking at the exact EMA lines. I have the EMA lines here. These are the same ones. I think it's from the 10 to the 50. Maybe I don't know this definitively, but I think it's the 10, the 20, and the 50. And the reason I'm not so specific about knowing the exact one is because there's no EMA in itself that's the perfect EMA. Like time frames, there's no perfect time frame, at least in my opinion. I know there's many people on this planet who would argue with me, but obviously I'm right and they're wrong. But what I would say is I want to know just generically, are we above the cloud or are we above it? Like, to me, it's not more or less important of like, oh, there's the 10, but what about the 13? But what about the 15? I think people get bogged down in those details, and I simply just don't agree with that. I like to know the generic movement. What is the generic trend of the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 4 hour? What is the generic relationship of current price to the 10 EMA, the 20 EMA, the 30 EMA? I want to know it like kind of as a whole picture. I don't need to know the specific details of like, oh, where's it at the 20 EMA? But what about the 21 EMA? You're not going to get extra edge in your trading strategy by making those slight changes. It just doesn't exist, because if it did exist, it would have already been data mined away and the edge would have already been eroded. So it just doesn't matter. I would argue with you that whatever time frame you care about trading, whether it's scalp trading, day trading, swing trading, investing, just use the time frames that are appropriate and then use the indicators on those time frames that are appropriate. So for me, if I happen to be day trading, okay, I'll use the 10, the 20, the 30 minute, the 1 hour, the 2 hour, the 4 hour. Those are all applicable to the daily time frame, like as in trading intraday. And then from there, I'll apply the indicators to those time frames. I'll use the EMA, the SMA, the MACD, the RSI, all for those timeframes. So I just want to drive home the point that there's no like one end-all be-all time frame. There's no one end-all be-all like indicator, especially a specific setting for that indicator. I would argue in itself that you don't just need EMA. There's other good indicators. And then I would very, very much argue that if you're like, okay, I love EMAs, and then to use a specific EMA and then no other EMA, I think you're leaving a lot of the picture on the table. Yes. Does it give you an accurate reading for that specific thing? Yeah, without a doubt. I wouldn't argue that. But I think you're missing a lot of the overall picture that you could gain from checking other indicators and checking other timeframes. Like I said, I'm well aware of the fact that people seemingly love to use like just one specific thing, one indicator, one setup, and that's all they trade on. And hey, if they are net profitable, don't let me get in your way. But what I can do is comment on my own trading, and I feel, and I actually have the numbers to back it up, that my trading vastly improved when I started considering multiple time frames and multiple indicators. If you want to research outside market hours, you recommend ES or SPY or something else. Well, SPY even doesn't. So the most filled out data set is ES, of course, because SPY stops at 8 p.m. and I think restarts at 4 a.m., while ES is trading 23 hours a day because it's on the Globex session. So if you want the most filled out data set, of course it's ES. Nothing's even comparable. SPY doesn't trade 23 hours there. They can get marks via ES, but like once again, the futures market does trade. But then also that's broker specific. So we know the futures market is open 23 hours a day, but there are certain brokers such as Interactive Brokers that let you trade SPX options earlier and later. And I think Robinhood's about to get into it, but SPY is an ETF. I believe it turns off at 4 p.m. and then it restarts at 8 p.m., restarts at 4 a.m. But once again, that's specific to just popular brokerages. But the one that we definitively know across the board is trading 23 hours a day. It trades from Sunday, 6 p.m. till Friday, 5 p.m. is going to be the Globex session, which is true for ES for the S&P 500, and it's true for NQ for the NASDAQ, and it's true for other ones as well, but just speaking of the overall market. But I mean, I suppose it goes like, it depends on like what you're specifically looking for. That's a misprint. Before everyone freaks out, how do I know that this is a misprint? Well, it's because I have eyeballs. This is the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ. This is the actual NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ futures. This is QQQ, an ETF created to trade it. Do you see any of the other spikes there? No, it's a misprint. And you could check the SIP, the SIP, to see the actual time in sales. And at that minute, in 9:43, did anything trade above 626, 627, 628, 629? No, it's a misprint. Dude, this is one of the things that I don't know why I don't think it's healthy of how much it drives me up a fucking wall. But the amount of people who see wicks like that and then they go to fucking social media and they're like, oh my God. And it's embarrassing for them because they literally, like, they think that they've done a thing. They think that they found out some big old conspiracy of the market. And they, like, it's actually just showing how stupid they are in terms of just being vastly uninformed. I just proved to you that the actual NASDAQ and the futures did not have a similar print. This is a misprint. It's trades that already hit and then they're just getting printed later, or it's a mess up from TradingView. There's various reasons why you can have misprints, but you could double check it by looking at the actual NASDAQ. You can triple check it by looking at the futures, and then you could quadruple check it by looking on the SIP, the SIP, and you're not going to find trades at those price levels at that time because no one traded at those price levels at that time. And yet, if I go to social media, oh, look at what we found. Look, oh my God, this is manipulation. Fucking Pelosi's at it again. And I get it. I'm there with you. Pelosi does fucked up things when it comes to trading, but no one on the planet was trading at those levels at that time. So I'm there with you to call out people when actually malicious manipulation is occurring, but that also means that inherently there has to actually be malicious manipulation for what you're referring to, and that's just not a good example of it. If you want to play the game of pointing out malicious manipulation, yeah, we could go find it. That's just a really, really poor example of it. I made money on that misprint. Let's go. No, you didn't. No one did. No one traded on those levels. That's literally why it's called a misprint. I made money on the misprint. You did not. And I know that because on misprints, no one is trading at those levels at that time. They're not real trades. It's a misprint. It's a data mess up. So you to say you made money there, literally no one on this planet did because no one was trading there. The bid and the ask wasn't there. The market wasn't there. Like literally no one in the world was trading at those levels. It's just, you made money from, I could show you the equivalent movement here. You made money maybe on this drop, but no one spiked it. Like I could show you it on NDX. Like, I don't know how much I could drive this point home, but there was no trades at that minute. Like literally we opened up at 9:43. The opening was the high. Nothing traded above it. NDX did not trade above 25,700. NQ barely traded above 25,800. This wick is fictitious. No one traded there. If you are saying you made money, it's one of two things. Either you're lying or you have no fucking clue what you're talking about. But literally no one was able to quote unquote take advantage of that candle. If you had calls, you didn't all of a sudden like capture it at 6:30. If you had a long position on Qs, you weren't able to trade it above 626. No one did it. No one did it. And I get that people are saying they did. They like, you literally just have no clue what you're talking about. And that's all right. I mean, at a certain point, we're all trying to learn something about the market, but it is by definition a misprint. And this is one of those things that for people who are informed about the market, it's not even a contentious thing. It's not even like a discussed thing because we all know what's going on. Like we all know what's going on. So exclusively the people who talk about it and act like it's a thing are uninformed retail traders. This guy sounds arrogant. Is it arrogant or am I right? Like if a teacher comes in and is explaining the law of gravity and someone says, like, hey, I had gravity of 11 meters squared per second. And you're like, well, no, that's just not the force of gravity. Like, you wouldn't call them arrogant. They're just trying to teach you. I just proved to you definitively that that is inaccurate to think that anyone traded in this block. And whatever. I guess if you want to leave, I don't give a fuck. It's your knowledge that you're missing out on. Libs with hurt feelings. Yeah, people are pretty soft these days. People are pretty soft these days. It happens. We'll get over it. We'll be able to survive. Hello, Trader Matt. Can you show Tesla chart again? Is Tesla doing anything? Tesla. Little drop, little pop, little drop, little pop. Nothing too special intraday. It's trying to save itself from this breakdown. Recently, we do have lower highs and lower lows. I would love for it to recapture from a technical perspective 440. Not only is that the recent high, but it's also the 50-day exponential moving average. So about 26 buckaroos to go. Palantir did gap up, giving some of it back, but still up 6.7%. Meta had a huge pop-up, giving some back. There's still a downside gap full to 678. Microsoft getting its face kicked in. Tesla, we already went over that. Apple recovering, actually starting to look bullish. I would normally trade that, but I've decided to not trade Apple. We are going through a very nasty divorce. We are going through a very public breakup. So out of like pure arrogance and unbridled ego and pride, I will not be trading this breakout, even though I must admit it is a beautiful breakout. She's looking good post breakup. She's hitting the gym. She's proving me wrong. She put down the pint of ice cream. She's really, really getting her stuff together. There I am at a bar with my friends, and she comes walking in looking better than ever. The one that got away. And am I going to do something? Am I going to send a drink down to her to talk about it? No, I'm not. I'm bigger than that. I have too much ego. I'm not. It's an abusive relationship, and that goes two ways. Apple abuses me, I abuse Apple. I think we just need to take a healthy break. She's looking fine, but she's not for me. She is 100% looking good right now. And it's not a situation your boy's going to get involved in. I gotta, at a certain point, it's the healthier for are you sure? We'll see how the day goes. We'll see how the day goes. Google hit a new all-time high right there. We'll see how the day plays out. We'll see how many high noons deep we get. Do you think CoreWeave has higher moves from here? Sure. What do you want me to say? 50% yes, 50% no. I can't predict anything. Once again, for something to go up, that means in aggregate, there has to be more aggressive buying than there is selling. I don't know what people are going to do. I can comment on the technicals. I can comment on the risk reward. We can break down the fundamentals. All I can tell you is it had a breakout, which appeared to be a fake out breakout, and now we're just returning to equilibrium. Buyers might step in here. Sellers might continue to step in here. So many people come with questions of prediction. You cannot predict in the market, especially in the short term. Day traders, scalp traders, even shorter term swing traders. Prediction is a game of long-term investing because the shorter your time frame, there's more noise. If I were to predict the next minute movement on Tesla, you literally have a perfect 50-50 shot. If you data mine all of the minute data, the 3-minute data, the 5-minute data, the 10-minute data, anything sub 1 day, like the daily time frame, it's almost perfectly 50-50. Now, you might be concerned on how does something go up or down? I'm not saying that the sizing of those movements are equal, but the chance of it going up or down is almost perfectly 50-50 on every single time frame for every single equity below the daily time frame. So this idea of can you predict? Yeah, I can predict with literal 50% accuracy. That would be my accuracy. That would be your accuracy. That would be everyone's accuracy. So with a 50-50 game, the question is, how do you make money? And that comes to the risk reward. Even if you're playing a game of flipping quarters, but every single time you're right, if you're paid out 2, and when you're wrong, you're only losing 1, well, that's an interesting game to be involved in because you have net positive expected value. So this idea of CoreWeave, all I can tell you is if you go long right now, you have minimal risk. If I went long at 89, I'd be risking 87, 86. All I can tell you is it's trying to go higher highs, higher lows. I have minimal risk. I'd be risking these recent lows. I guess if you wanted to, you could risk 78, something like that. I'd be risking something in this zone. And if I'm right, okay, I get to ride it up to 115, upside gap fill at 126. If I'm wrong, I'm taking a small hit. This idea of I'm predicting it goes up or down. Yeah, you might hope hope that it goes up or down, and I'm right there with you. Whenever I do a trade, I'm also hopeful that it works out for the way that I want it to go. I'm not trying to be blind to that fact. But this idea of like, does someone have a model out there that's better at predicting movement? No. The way to increase your accuracy of where you're going to go is by increasing your time frame. So you might be super bullish on Tesla and EVs, but that doesn't mean it can't have a red day, a red week, a red month. Now, in a quarter, in 2 quarters, in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years, it might be massively up because of your prediction that the EV wave was going to get even bigger. And obviously, that's just a generic example, like a hypothetical, but you could apply that to anything. Let's say you think gambling is going to get bigger. So you're looking at all the Vegas stocks, you're looking at the online gambling brokerages, like that type of shit. Those are predictions, but for predictions to accurately play out, you need more time. Predictions, you're going to have a 50-50 shot in anything less than the daily time frame. And that's not me just saying it as an opinion. Like, this has been proven not only here on this channel where I showed you all the data we talked about in the Discord, but it's been proven by research time and time again that the shorter the time frame, it becomes a game of flipping quarters. And I'm not saying that's inherently bad. I'm just saying if you accurately know the game, there's a better chance of you being able to play that game properly. So just want to put that out there. Short-term trading, assume you have a 50-50 shot, and it's all about your risk management. That's how you win the game of short-term trading. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minutes cracking. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute is cracking. Even the 4 hours cracking. Oh, wow. We took out the overnight low like it was nothing. Oh, I was going to take that short, but it's a little too far away from my risk. I would have to risk on NQ. I'm looking at this right here. I like this short at 20, but I don't want to risk 812. That's a 90-point risk. Even if I lowered it to 80, that's at this point a 70-point risk. So I like this. I was just a little slow to react. You could have went short at 55. You could have went short at 90, and your risk was just more reasonable, and it was with trend. So I like it. Did any of you take this? I was just slow to react. I was literally off by a minute, or you could argue I was off by 5 minutes. So this was a reasonable short right here. Just to teach a little bit right here. That maybe I should use arrows instead. So this right here, fucking shit, just to try to teach you guys. That was a reasonable short, and that was a reasonable short. I like those shorts. Obviously, you have to be mindful of the change of the hour. And yeah, if I shorted, I was looking at 20, I'd be up $400. But like, once again, just because I predicted it properly, that doesn't mean I took a good risk reward setup. If I went short at 20, I was either risking 60 points or I was risking 90 points. That's not a good risk reward setup, because even if you're right, a lot of the times, if you're wrong every so often, you're still going to be net negative on that risk reward setup. So the better short was right here, once again, 55, or the better short was here at 92. This was actually the optimal short at 92, risking 11. It breaks. You put the stop to break even and never retest, and you get to ride it now at this point, 100 plus points. I was late. It was a little early in the day for me. I'm trying to wait for 10 a.m., so I can't really like bitch and moan about it like too much, but just out of curiosity, whether on NQ, QQQ, NDX, SPX, SPY, ES, on any of them, did any of you guys take this trade? Or any of you guys slowly but surely learning here? It is late Kohrs, I guess you could say that, but I'm also trying to be good and wait till 10 a.m. Like, I am trying to be, I'm trying to be a little bit more patient with the whole thing. So I don't feel like it sucks. Like, I wish this setup happened at like 10:05, 10:10, 10:15, something like that. I'd feel a little bit more comfortable with it. But yeah, I'm late to the movement. But once again, you just don't know. I went long, so no. I'm white. Why in the world would you go long? What about this is making you go long right now? Look at this. 5 minute bearish, 10 minute bearish, 30 minute bearish, 4 hour bearish, 5 minute bearish, 10 minute bearish, 30 minute bearish. This is the only bullish. Like, what are you seeing that made you want to go bullish? I mean, are we at a standard deviation move? I mean, I guess technically we are. So the golden bands that you see right here, that's a 2 standard deviation move from VWAP. So if you're doing mean reversion, I get it. But generally, if you're doing mean reversion, you want to see strength coming in first. Like, I'm not even seeing the sign of buyers coming in. So I guess I don't mind mean reversion. I understand why you would do it. But still, the key component of success with mean reversion is not just arbitrarily throwing a dart and hoping that that's the point it turns. You want to see buyers actually coming in. And I'm not seeing any buyers come in. Maybe if you bought at 700, you could say, okay, that's a key level. But even then, you would already be out, because as soon as it goes 10, 15 points below, you're just wrong on the trade. I just don't see the trade. I guess obviously we all look at the markets differently, and maybe you're seeing the market, something else going on in the market. But I could understand trying to play the bounce off of 700 because we already had a 2 standard deviation move, and you could argue it mean reverts. But on this first flush, you're already out. You're knocked out at 680, especially on the bounce, the failed bounce below it. So you would be out, and like, hey, you took a stab at it, and like, whatever, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but that one didn't work. The better trade was clearly with trend. I'm a buyer. Okay, whatever. You could be a buyer. I'm not saying you're not, but that also means you're losing money. You're literally just by definition fighting trend. Mag 7 is puking. S&P 500 is puking. Momentum, bearish, 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 bearish. What is... I mean, I guess this is what makes the market work, is people have different opinions, but I am very, very hard pressed to see what people are trying to buy right now and why they're trying to buy it. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for buying because I'm trying to sell. Yeah, maybe, man. It feels like it's way too early. Like, it might work. We could have an amazing recovery today. I'm not saying that's not possible. But like, I just don't, from a risk reward perspective, from a momentum perspective, like, we're almost perfectly bearish. These 3 out of 4 are bearish. 4 out of 4 are not bearish. I just don't see it. Options flow is bearish. Options flow is bearish.
Good Tuesday morning. Welcome
I'm
to
just
Talk on
not
the
seeing
Street.
it.
I'm Sarah Eisen.
All right.
Carl Quintanilla and David
Are we
Faber
getting
are
this, or is
live
it
from Post
the
9
government
Airways
is
at the
stalled
New York
out, so we're
Stock
not getting
Exchange?
it?
Coming up this hour, first on CNBC interview with the CEO of PepsiCo, Ramon Laguarta, as the company tops Wall Street expectations.
So I guess they're not giving it us today. Is that true?
Palantir shares heading higher after solid earnings, gaining back ground on the year. Longtime tech expert Patrick Moorhead tells us why he thinks the quarter, quote, validates the AI bull case. And speaking of AI, Elon Musk says he is combining
Maybe they were long
SpaceX
silver.
with his
Silver's
artificial
rocking.
intelligence startup XAI.
I want to hear this.
Deal. We'll talk about the strategy behind the merger.
Wow.
Let's get to the markets this morning. Dow Industrials did hit an all-time high this morning, first time in a few weeks.
Dow,
Joining us here
new
at Post
all-time
9 this morning
high.
is Bespoke Investment Group co-founder Paul Hickey, talking
Paul
about all kinds
Hickey,
of
brutal
interesting
last
divergences
name.
lately. Paul, good to see you again.
Good to see you.
I mean, we should mention what's happening with tech. I mean, it's European tech's getting taken apart. Biggest laggards on the Dow are IBM, Salesforce, Microsoft.
Yes.
What do you think this trade does?
So, I mean, I think what we're seeing is it's a reflection
Paul
of the broadening
Hickey.
out trade. So we saw in the month of January,
Rick
7
Riot.
sectors outperformed the S&P 500. And the reason they were able to do that, and the S&P was only up 1.5%.
All right, cues are coming up to the low from 2
so
days
you
ago.
saw this situation where money is coming out of tech, and it's going into the more cyclical sectors of the
50
economy.
EMA.
And that's a reflection of what we're seeing in the strong economic data that we've seen. And it's just investors are broadening out their horizons and tech and questioning some of the valuations in the space.
Yeah, we
So does
just
that
got
continue?
smashed.
I think it will continue. We've been, big proponents
Oh wow,
of
it
the
didn't even
broadening
hold
out
at
trade
50.
for a while.
I thought there would
probably
be at
early
least
on
an
it,
attempt to
but,
bounce.
you
The
know,
bottom of the
in
transition
tech, we
zone.
still
All right,
like
this
tech,
guy's
but some
pulling
of
his
the
shit.
mega cap areas,
When they start talking about, you know what? I'll move this. When they start talking about SpaceX, can someone let me know? Because I think this is going to be a really interesting play for later this year. But in the meantime, we're having some pretty volatile movement in the overall market. So obviously these shorts would have paid handsomely. Short 1 right there at 950, short 2 here at 954. Like I said, they would have paid, and they would have paid handsomely. So if you got that, congrats to you. I didn't catch it. I was a little slow to react, 50%, and the other 50% was I was trying to wait for the turn of the hour to do any trades today. So it's just unfortunate that the setup occurred before what I was attempting to do. So woulda, coulda, shoulda. If I broke my rules and made money, I would have been stoked. If I broke my rules and this bounced against me, I would have been pissed off that I broke my rules. So that it's just 100% hindsight bias. So anyway, a huge congrats to you. 950 was the short of the day. I guess if you like to trade really, really early, 936, 937 was an interesting argument, but from just a market, I guess, timing perspective, letting the options flow build up, like even this, like you had to wait a little bit. I actually do deeply believe, I would strongly argue, the short of the day was 949, 950. If you happen to short within this 2-minute period, legitimately a massive congrats to you. Like a huge, huge congrats. I would argue that the best short of the day was here at 791, 792. If you were within a couple points of that, obviously, my hat's off to you. That was a gnarly trade. You deserve all of the profits you are currently getting. And in terms of where this could ride to, I mean, there's an argument for 525. We already sliced through all of that. 525, 450, 500 flat, somewhere maybe in this zone is where we could be realistically returning to if the sellers are still aggressive. So watching this closely, but I'd be watching this. And then, of course, you're just trailing it. Your stop should already be at break even. The fact that it's gone this far in your favor, I wouldn't be risking anything by any means. This might be the second reversionary bounce. Let's see. I don't want to miss this one if this is the trade I should be taking. What's going on with flow? A little bit of a pop there in the Mag 7, a little bit of a pop there in the S&P 500. It did overshoot the 50 and now it got right back up. So we're seeing a bit of a reaction right there. Who's going to win out though? That's the real question. Is this a fake out? Do the Qs want to revisit the low from yesterday and the day before?
Order submitted. Order filled. Order submitted.
All right, I'm updating all my risk already. We're going to take a stab at it. A little bit of a stab at it. I'm about to get knocked out on this first one. Like I said, small risk. We're not doing anything too crazy today. We're trying to keep everything in check. I did take a short position. I waited for the first pop. I didn't want to chase this down. Granted, if I did chase it, I'd be up. But like I said, I'm doing it with minimal risk. I am in a short position, short on NQ. Just took the short. That's exactly the audio feedback. And like I said, it is a very tight risk. The second that this goes into my favor at all, I'm moving the stop to break even. So we'll see. We're taking a stab at it. Once again, I can't predict. All I could tell you is that the trends are down. All I can tell you, my friend, is that the trends are down. And also what I could tell you is I have a free trade. All I could tell you is I'm taking a riskless trade. I'm doing exactly what I told you. You heard it the second I went short. I gave you the reasoning. I cannot predict. I am not clairvoyant. None of us are. I'm trading with trend. I got into a trade. It went a bit in my favor, and I moved the stop to break even. I took all risk off the table. What else can I do? There's nothing else I could do. So right now, I'm in the situation of one or two things happening. I get knocked out for break even, no sweat off my back, did not cost me anything. Or it breaks in my favor and I make a shitload of money. If those are your two possible outcomes, it's a pretty fucking good day for you. Yeah, one's a bummer. Yeah, okay, whatever. You didn't make money. The other situation's pretty sick where you made money. Okay. What else is there to do, folks? Like this is the game. We don't know where it's going. Take your risk off the table. If you catch a runner, you catch a runner. I literally telegraphed this entire thing. I told you I'm looking for a short opportunity. I pointed out the momentum. I pointed out the options flow. I told you I was waiting for a bounce. The bounce happened. You saw me go short. You heard me go short. You saw my risk management. Now maybe it works. Now maybe it doesn't work. I don't know. You tell me, folks. You freaking tell me. You're a wizard, admit it, dude. Fucking Voldemort doesn't have shit on me. Voldemort doesn't have shit on me. 611. Should we go for a 100-point trade? Nah, let's go for...
Order submitted.
We're just putting in some potential reach targets. Why? Well, I'm expecting people maybe to react to 500. So if I could get a fill at 505, I'd happily take it. But also, maybe it bounces earlier and I need to update that, which maybe I should go. Where's my 1 minute chart? I kind of don't like, I mean, of course I care. I can't say I don't care. That's like a silly statement. But my stop's at break even. I guess the one thing I do care about is the quote unquote newer accounts, because the newer accounts, I still have the unrealized drawdown I have to consider. So if anything, I'm more so thinking about these accounts, because if I can lock that in above the drawdown amount, I'm good. So I might aggressively move this. It didn't go enough in my favor. But like, I don't know. For anyone who's like traded for, this is delayed now. Is it coming to knock me out? It might be. I didn't really see an opportunity to update my risk to in profit. So once again, the risk is already at break even. And if I get knocked out, hey, dude, I get knocked out. I'm going fishing. I'm looking for that great white shark where I could get that 100-point trade. And if I could do that in a riskless manner, dude, I'm going to have at it. Unfortunately, it's getting really, really close to knocking me out. So maybe this isn't my day to go fishing, but that's all right. I can't lie and say it doesn't impact your psychology, because of course, like you want money on every single trade, but you get used to it after a while. Maybe I get lucky and there is rejection at 600. It's getting really close to me, like really, really close to me right here. So we're going to see how this goes. I'm so tempted to move it down a little bit here.
Order filled.
Yeah, knocked out at break even.
Order canceled.
Oh, that's interesting. This one didn't get knocked out at break even. Son of a gun. Sometimes that shit happens, folks. Like, it happens. Maybe I should just close this one out.
Stop filled.
Never mind. It's going to close itself out. So yeah, you could see it break. Oh, why did these not trade? Something's wrong. Interesting. Why did a trade not go through on these ones? Okay. Well, that's a thing I guess I have to deal with. Why did a trade not get executed over there? Huh. That's a coinkadink. Damn, you lost $5. It happens. I hope I could survive. I did lose $3 on this one trade. It's a bummer. I don't know if I'll be able to survive.
Order filled.
I don't know if I'll be able to survive.
Order submitted.
I don't know if I'll be able to survive.
Order submitted.
Oh, okay. It worked that time. It worked that time. All right, we're trying it again. My first one was a bust. It was stop break even. Oh, brother. If this can just move a little bit more south, just get below 60. Cool. Another freebie trade. Your boy loves his freebie trades. I love them. Love them, love them, love them. Love them, love them, love them. Just in case it switched, I unfortunately got knocked out. If I had slightly a better entry, I would have never gotten knocked out, but woulda, coulda, shoulda, dude. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Dun, 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 dun. All right.
Order submitted.
We have those in. We're going to see how it goes. A trade number 2 of the day. Stop is at break even. I'm not risking anything. Let's get a little bit of music going. Let's get a little bit of music going, team. Well, I don't like that bounce. That's a bit of a bummer. All right, let's see how lucky I'm going to get on this one. Stops at break even. Let's see if we can make some money. Let's see if we can pay some bills. Let's see if we can get those bills paid. Man, I feel like I'm missing some good opportunities. I should see if there's any big players coming in. Some at 530 here. I'm not seeing much though. Okay, at 5,500. Good thing I'm front running it. Let's go. Let's get that money. So if I lock this in, I don't want to get knocked out, but I think that should put me over the buffer limit. I hope that doesn't happen. I just want it to puke. Learning patience from the least patient thing on earth. Every pullback felt personal, like a betrayal arc. Now my portfolio's doing victory laps around my anxiety. It's getting close. Now I refresh like I'm watching fireworks reload. Everybody's got a theory, everybody's got a crash date. Funny how they only show up when it's green. I don't feel lucky, I feel vindicated. Like every night I stayed up arguing with myself. Matter, this isn't euphoria, it's relief with better posture. This is me standing up straight. Come on, get away. Don't knock me out again. Not again. Not on the day of my daughter's wedding. Not on the day of my daughter's wedding. All right, Piper just fired if you're in the Discord. All right, Piper's in there. It's already moved quite a bit. This consolidation, 50-50 shot. It's either going to break against me, knock me out, or it's going to break in my favor and I'm going to get my fill.
Order filled.
Well, that sucks.
Order canceled.
Oh, is it coming all the way again? Dude, so aggressive. Knowing my luck, it's the perfect knockout. Come on, get away. Get away. Get away from me. Get away. Stop it.
Order
Fuck.
filled.
All right. Another break-even trade. Oh, maybe the other one did trade. It just was perfectly break-even. That might have been what happened. Dude, it's just we bounced 30 points too early. I was looking at these. Oh, they moved up to 520. But even that, you would think that they're going to hit 520 then. All right. What do I need to do?
Let your head down, girl. Drop your problems at my door.
Oh, shit. Dude, these bounces are just so vicious.
Don't you say a word. Leave your worries on the floor.
Order submitted.
We can just stop time. We don't want for nothing more. We're both afraid to take a chance.
What is this song? How do we go off tendies and tunes? We went to a guy named Billy Rafool, which I guess is somehow being identified as close to tendies and tunes. I was confused why the music all of a sudden. Where's our playlist? Where's our playlist? Let me get over to this. Playlist, new songs. All right, here we go. There we go. This is all made by Chaos. It's all on Tendies and Tunes, some traders music. It is free for everyone. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Seems pretty indecisive at the moment. SPY is picking up. Mag 7's going flat. We're below 50, but we keep saving it at 40. I should probably have tighter risk. Okay, 81, that's fine.
Order filled. Order submitted.
All right, I am handling the accounts in 2 separate batches. 504. That's sad because if it goes this way, that's the profit I had at one point anyway. But it's just this trend, the whips up are too much risk for me to take. Like, just, I suppose, the personal opinion of how much risk I'm willing to take. Where's my 1 minute? That's what I care most about. The 1 minute is still so weak. I'm just trying to short it every single time it pops, and I'm just not catching it. Let's see. I know I have the 100 tick up right now. I just do that for the purpose of the stream. I get this question a lot of why am I trading on the 100 tick? I don't trade on any tick chart. It just looks better on stream. Gives us like more of that action. But I'm about to get tagged out here.
Order filled.
Fuck, dude. I think I'm getting wicked out again and again and again.
That's a spell, market rated like heaven or hell. Past performance, that's a fairy tale.
All right, maybe it's reversing. We're seeing a little bit of buying, maybe a potential higher low in here. Something you could track would look like this. Watching that closely. Here's kind of the overall picture. But the 1 minute hasn't really done anything. Hang on. Data series. Marker. All right. Some buyers are stepping in. Let's see how much they want to step in. This is exactly why you keep your risk as minimal as possible. You just never know when there's going to be a trend reversal. Did I take a hit? Yeah, right here. A $100 hit and a $400 hit. Completely within my realm of risk. I'm perfectly accepting of that.
Green candle stretch like skyscrapers. Shorts evaporate, see you later. Moon talk ain't science fiction. Just rate cuss mixed with superstition. Oh, red screen, sirens blaring.
What's the flow looking like? It might get rejected at 50. Mag 7's still weak. SPY did pop. That's kind of what screwed me over personally. But watching this to see if it turns at all. Here's the 1 minute. It's just, the question is this the recovery or is it a dead cat bounce? We did bounce perfectly off the low from yesterday. I should have been more mindful of that.
Order submit. Order filled.
Oh, we're going fishing again.
Order
We're going
submitted.
fishing again. Let's see what we can catch this time around, if anything. All right, did we take that low out? Oh, come on. I just needed to take out 50 so I can move my stop to break even.
Margins calling, but I ain't answering.
Come on, take out 50, take out 50, take out 50, take out 50. Just take out 50 so I can update my risk. Come on. There we go.
but they can't look good, so I let it roll. They said sell early, lock it in. I said nah with a grin and another 10.
All right, another riskless trade. Another riskless trade. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to go or not. I have literally no clue, and no one on this planet does. It did break that trend line, which is what I was kind of looking for. All right. Obviously, 500 is interesting, but we need to look at Bookmap here. There's a lot at 520. I'm playing a dangerous game right here. It could just viciously bounce off of 520, and it just cracked it. Come on, fucker. Go, go, go. Die, 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 die. Go, 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 go. Die, die. Don't bounce off of 20. We saw a huge amount of buyers at 20. It needs to crack it. There we go. Go. No, 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 no. Get the fill. Get the fill. Get the fill. Go, 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 go. America. America. Fucking America. With a capital America. Fuck you. Fuck you, market. Fuck everyone else. I'm the best in the game. There we go. And wrong. Bulls are wrong. Dead, dead, dead. Dead, dead, dead. Dead, dead, dead. Matt's right. Everyone else is wrong. I'm the fucking best. Fuck everyone. America. This is what it's like to bleed red, white, and blue. I'm just right all the time. America is right all the time. That's how we do it. That's how you do it. I'm down. I should probably move my stop up a little bit. America, America, America is good. God, it feels right to be so good. What was the level this could reasonably go to? I don't want to overstay my welcome at this point. Bragging aside, you can't just hold it forever. 60. Fuck yeah. I moved my stop up, so no matter what, I'm going green on the day. I'm watching 500 here. 500 is the key level. We know people reacted at 520. I kind of wanted 60. We only got as low as 70. 60 is a technical level that I was like kind of thinking about. I'm going to give it 1 second, but I'm less freaking out because my stop's already $875 in profit, which means I'm net 400 on the day, which is cool. Hey, it's a profitable day. You got it. Sometimes you just got to trade what the market gives you. And it's going to knock me out, it seems. Don't knock me out again. Sometimes when you're swinging for the fences, the fences swing back. All right. So on the quote-unquote smaller accounts, I made more money. 1.3, 1.3, 1.3, 1.3, 1.3. I locked that in at that key level of 500. The bigger accounts, I was swinging for 460. Why was I swinging for 460? Right here. I saw this low at 56, so I was going for 60. Just didn't happen. We got as low as 70. So technically, the low was 56. I was going to front run it a little bit. We literally just didn't get there, and I got stopped out at 30, and look at that. That was a good stop. It literally would be knocking me out for break even. So we got green on all those accounts. We got green on all those accounts. We're in good shape. We're in good shape. Better keep your day job, Matt. I think I just made thousands of dollars. I don't know if I need that. Maybe if I somehow completely mess this up, that might be a fair argument. That might be a fair argument, but thus far, I don't really know if I need one. I don't know if I need one. I don't know if I need one, but hey, we're all entitled to our own opinions here. Do I want to go back again? Short at 36. So that would put me slightly red on the day. Is it worth that risk? Hang on, that's the 500 tick. I was looking for the 1 minute. So the breakdown's at 20, which oddly enough is also now the point of control. patience. See, it's nice. I keep seeing data issues over there. What other music do we have on this? There's a lot of new songs. Growing Up. What do we have going on? Do I want... Okay, well, I can take more risk on these Apex accounts. Do I want to be done? I could just be done on the day and take this money. Or is there going to be that flush to that 450 level that I was talking about? That's what I keep thinking about. Where's the 100 tick? Let's zoom in. Enhance, enhance, enhance. Enhance, enhance, enhance. I would love to only risk 20 points because then it's just nice to keep your head above water, but I might have to take on a bit more risk, which, once again, with my accounts having $58,000 worth of buffer, the bigger accounts, if I'm only risking plus or minus 1,000, like, I'm in good shape. In good shape. Man, that was off. I wanted 60. It got to 70. Really, the low was 56. I was trying to front run it. These whips are pretty brutal, though. Oh, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? That's not too bad. It's a little bit more risk than I want to take.
Order submitted.
Watching this, I don't know why. The 100 tick is pretty degenerate, but hey. What time is it? It's 10:30. We're exactly an hour into the day. Buyers did step in right there at that previous level. Will it fail, though? Will it fail, though?
Order filled. Order submitted.
Let's see. Let's see what we can put together, folks. Updating risk. Let's see. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Yeah, I'm liking this 456, 450 level. That's the low from before market open right there. And then below that is actually 400. If it goes. I'm playing with fire at this point. I'm definitely playing with fire at this point. Very quickly, if you, as you can see, I'm trading with Apex accounts. Remember, this is the final day with Apex, that code Goonie. 1 day left, actually, I guess a day and a half left. 90% off, code Goonie. Right now, very, very solid deal. 90% off. You could take the eval on the 50K account for like 19 bucks if you're interested in it. And as you can see, I have 20 of my own right here. I have 15 big ones, 5 smaller ones. I also have FFN, Take Profit, and Lucid. Updating risk on the smaller accounts, 52. Targeting 500 on those because just why not? I don't know. And then the big accounts, I'm going for bigger swings. So I am trading them separately. The newer, the smaller Apex accounts, I'm going for kind of measured moves there, just because I have to consider the consistency rule. So there's not really an advantage for winning a big swing. While on my bigger accounts, well, a bigger swing, if I can hit it, is obviously very fruitful. So I am trading them, I suppose, with a different mantra. Are we switching up tunes, though? I don't like this.
Stop fill. Order filled.
Fucking run right through 'em. All right. Like I said, I was risking break even, and I was only risking a little bit on these because of the unrealized drawdown. So it turns out more of the conservative way actually paid bigger thus far, but you never know when the next move is going to be. So it's all risk management. These ones break even. I'm cool with that. These ones are up 1,000 a piece. I'm cool with that. It's just, like I said, I was willing to risk what I was up because I didn't want to go negative technically by slippage. I went negative by like 1.2 points there, so that's fine. But you just never know when trend reverses or doesn't reverse. So if there's a chance of it reversing, I guess I take the mantra of just like pulling the ripcord. Pulling the ripcord. There is a, what is this? Oh, fuck, dude. Is it really a whip out for no reason?
Order submitted. Order filled.
Where are we? Stop to break even on that one. Stop to break even on that one. If I catch a fish, I catch a fish. Pretty simple. Pretty fucking simple, folks. Wait, why did that not lock in? Oh, I overshot it by 10 points. That was stupid. I initially had it at 500. All right, that was dumb. That was dumb. That was dumb. It could easily bounce off of this. Come on, can I get lucky? Can it crack 500? Can your boy get lucky? Yes, no, maybe so. Yes, no, maybe so. Yes, no, maybe so. Yes, no, maybe so. Can he get lucky?
Target filled.
Bada bing, bada boom. Locked in. 2K per account on the quote-unquote smaller accounts. Well, technically 1,950. I'm cool with that. Easy peasy, lemon fucking squeezies. Now the question is these bigger accounts, which I'm going to be the first to let you know are not necessarily doing what I want them to do. I'm moving the stop to slightly in the money just so psychologically I can not see that red over there. All right, how low did we get? We got as low as 70. Let me set an alert on that. Like I said, that 56 is the technical low. Like, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Should I do that as my target? $75, 75, that's 1.5K return. I'm happy with a 1.5K return. I'm not going to cry about a 1.5K return. Let's see if it hits. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. All I can tell you is I ain't risking shit. Stop is in enough of break even that it should pay off my little like just commission slippage fee. But the battle's here at 500. Dude, I don't know if it, no one knows at 500. Honestly, let me check SPX because this actually might influence what I do. We're at that low. Dude, do I think it could... I'm torn on how I want to handle this because if it pukes, well, hang on, I might not have to consider it because like today has been the day of catching the 20 to 30 point move, and like the swing puke was obviously early, which I wasn't trading before 10, so I missed that one. And this one, I'm just getting whipped out like no other. But part of me is wondering if we take out 456. There's 400, there's 350, and if like it gets bad today, it could be 181. So like part of me, the fact that my stop's already slightly in the money, I'm almost wondering about pulling this profit target and just maybe seeing if it goes. Now, obviously, it's very close to knocking me out, which it's literally about to again. Oh, this is frustrating. I keep trying to catch it.
Order filled.
Yep, right there. Fuckers, dude. It's just enough to knock me out. Just enough to knock me out. When in reality, if I held my first position, I would be up. But granted, there was a bit of smoke there. But I'd be short at 607. I'd be up 75 points. So that's sometimes the trade-off when you have aggressive risk management. But I promise you, the first time you don't have aggressive risk management is going to be the time that the market like punishes you. Like, that's just how it goes. And I mean, if it does vomit, like, we just keep getting saved at 500. But if it were to crack, it could be a 50 to 100 point sell-off. So it's just, I'm willing to take small risk. Like, I need to emphasize this. It's all about keeping small risk. It's all about keeping small risk, because then you're in the game to take like as many shots at it as you think is appropriate. We're way below VWAP. And right here, I'd be red. And I don't want to carry it red because, like, before you know it, you might get married to that red position. So if it cracks 20 again. What about this one? I keep taking my shots. I keep throwing the lure in. I keep rebaiting up and trying to get it. I'm happy with the quote-unquote smaller counts at 2K, so I think I'm going to stop there on those on the day. But I still would like, obviously, on the main accounts, if I could catch something. But hey, maybe it's going to be a bust day. Maybe it's going to be a little red day. You're going to have those. Anyone who tells you they make money every single day trading, well, congrats. You found a liar. Congrats, you found a liar. I'm watching the 1 minute. I'm watching right here to see if we break below 518, which is right here. I'm looking to see if we crack that. I'm a little zoomed in on the 500 tick. Like I said, it's just a little bit more fun to watch, or you can watch the 100 tick. Like, I'm not trading off of these because they move real quick. But really what I'm looking at is to see this little bounce that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. It is a higher low. I guess I could zoom in here so you can see a little bit more. I'm kind of watching this consolidation structure. And I want to know which way this consolidation breaks. Maybe the bulls are finally going to step in. Maybe. I don't know. But I am curious if we start to sweep these lows. Sweep 535, sweep 531, sweep. Well, really, I care about this 518 level. Because it feels like if we sweep 518, not only are we retesting 500, but this like 5 potential 81. So I'm watching this, but I today, as you can see, I got a lot of knockouts for break even. I've just been paying commissions and like slight slippage. So it's not a losing day. Obviously, you could argue it's not a winning day. But these are the ones where these trades, these bigger accounts, those were the ones I was swinging on. And then obviously the ones where I had measured targets just today, and sometimes this is going to be the date of the market, ended up being better, and I was able to claw my way up to 2K. So I'm done on those accounts, and I'm happy about that. But sometimes when you swing and you catch the trend, those are bigger returns. Other times like this, it bounces, and it bounces somewhat violently that you just get knocked out. That's going to be somewhat the name of the game. Somewhat the name of the game. And the only perfect methodology in trading is risk management. There's no such thing as like, oh, always getting in at the perfect moment, always getting out at the perfect moment. This is just the patience move. What do we have going on here? Oh, brother. How do I want to handle this?
Order submitted.
All right. What did I say? 450? Do I just want to tag this down to 400 for now and see what the market gives us? Once again, what do I see? I see the same thing that we've been seeing all day. Folks, all I see is we ran right back up to the consolidation and it got smacked. This might puke. it also might actually be switching trend. I have no idea. All I know is from a risk reward perspective, okay, like it's a worthwhile risk. It's a worthwhile attempt because if I'm right, the payoff is huge. And on a relative basis, if I'm wrong, the hit to the account is small, once again, relative to that payoff. So on this one specific individual trade, will it go my way? I very much hope it goes my way, but I don't know if it will. All I can comment on is I'm trading with trend and I'm taking on what I perceive to be as reasonable risk. That's it. That's all you're in control of. Are you trading with trend or are you mean reverting? That's up to you. I'm not saying one's better or other. It's just, are you following your entry system? And then from there, even if your entry triggered, are you accepting of the current risk? I'm accepting of the current risk. I like that high, that high, that high. If it gets above and holds above that, I'm going to get out. If it pukes and goes a little bit in my favor, if we get back down to 510, 500, I'll move my stop to break even, and it's going to be another freebie trade. That's it. Like we don't need to overcomplicate it. We don't need to do anything insane. It's just do your best to stick to your system. Man, this is annoying to have this all the way down here.
Order canceled.
All right,
Order
I just want the
submitted.
stop in just because it's messing up the chart to look at. But we'll see. I don't know which way it's going to break. No one knows which way it's going to break. That does not look right. Yeah, I need it to flush below 20, and then I think I'll be good. In terms of like lowering my risk. I don't know if I'll be good in terms of making money. But if it flush... I'm going to give it a little room here at 50, but I don't like it the most. I do see sellers up here at 75. The point of control is 20. Buyers were there for a second, and they just got out. We almost got cracked there. We went a little bit lower, but I'm kind of watching this wick over here at 1475. I'd feel psychologically more comfortable if we take that out. You can see I updated my risk a little bit. Maybe I'll update it a little bit more here. I'll put it at 51. But I very much wanted to take out 1475. Okay, like I said, I want it in the 500, 510 area. Go, go, go. All right, freebie trade. I know I'm starting to sound redundant, but folks, I do what works for me. You might be saying, but Matt, you do the same shit over and over again when you're not tilted, when you're not spiraling. When you're on your game, you're just doing the same boring shit over and over again. You're goddamn right I do. You are goddamn right I do. If I'm on my game, doing my shit, I'm doing the same boring ass trading time and time again. It's nothing fancy. It's risk management. It's trend identification. And then you just let it rip. Like that's what it is. Right here, 500. Are we going to bounce off it for the 19th time today? Maybe, possibly. All I can tell you is if it does eventually crack, I'm going to be involved in it. But right here, it appears to be for the... Hang on, where was that chart? Was it this one? I'm seeing if we can get this crack down. Well, not only this crack, but I want the crack without it reverting and knocking me out for break even. That's all I can tell you. Take in any credit spreads today? Maybe. I haven't yet just because the premium was too far decayed. So like the risk reward wasn't worth it. But remember, it's only 10:46 in the morning, so you never know what's going to happen. Yes, gets exciting when the money transfers to your bank account. Exactly. And it gets to be mental hell when you do dumb things and you see your sim gains disappear where you can't get the payouts. It's going to knock me out again. This is part of trading. And like sometimes this happens to me and I'm happy we could talk about it now. I'm not happy that I'm going to get knocked out again, or at least seemingly I am. Dude, fuck this. It's just this struggle. It keeps bouncing off of 500,
filled.
knocked out again. So once again, I'm protecting myself, which is the way to handle this. But I must admit, like, it does add up psychologically. I'm not saying that when this happens to me, I'm all cheery and stoked and I'm like, oh, like, yeah, another break even. Because in reality, that very first trade I had, if I held that, I'd still be up 50 points. I'd be up $1,000. Like, I'd feel very, very good about it. But that was not in alignment with my risk tolerance. Right here, imagine if I didn't get out for break even. There's another universe, or maybe this particular universe, where this could be the turn. I have no fucking clue. So like, it's just not worth it. If I can take attempts at the market for free, as in my stops at break even, that means I can inherently survive this game. But right now it's choppy. Down, up, down, up, down, up. You don't know which way it's going to break. And to be absurdly confident and be like, no, it has to break this way. Well, all I can comment on is the times that I get into those moods, into those modes, those are the times that I cost myself a lot of money. So as much as it's not enjoyable, maybe you could call it painful, for every single time that you get knocked out at break even, and if you held it a little bit more, it would have gone in your way anyway. Like, yes, those are frustrating. Like, I get it. But imagine this. Imagine if you do give it more room, and then all of a sudden you're in it the moment that the trend switches, and it just keeps grinding against you all day, all day, all day. That has happened to me before. That is the worst thing ever. So as much as it's not fun, and I get it, it's not fun to be like, oh, I'm getting knocked out for break even, and then, oh, it went in my favor anyway. That's kind of like the aw shucks moment. But it is way, way better, at least on a relative basis, than actually staying in and trend actually switching. So like, you have to consider that worst case situation. I think our brains, when it comes to trading, we get really, really focused on the best case situation of like, yeah, no, but if it goes well, like imagine how well it could. Yeah, maybe it does, but take advantage of that with the most minimal and ideally zero risk possible. Because the other situation, it's one of these things that you can technically have an infinite amount of wins and gains and gains and gains. Like there's no limit to that, but one bad loss and the game is over. So if you're attempting to survive this gauntlet that is like trading, inherently the math is always skewed to just extreme risk management. If you have extreme risk management, congrats, you will survive the game. If you don't, it's only a matter of time before the quote unquote bad beat fucks you up. And actually, we might be getting a little bit of a trend reversal right here. Remember how I was saying lower highs, higher lows? I didn't know which way it was going to break. It's showing signs of potentially breaking right now, which is actually kind of interesting. I wonder, yeah, 600. It might be a push back up to the 50%. It might be a push back up to VWAP at 744. Dip buyers might be coming in. This is what I'm saying is, imagine if I didn't get out of that for break even. I would now be underwater by 70 points. This would say minus 1.4K. Like how, like that is the key to this, folks. The key is risk management. I would say over the many things I've learned from being a goonie is that the run risk-free by moving your stop loss to break even. Potential long? Fuck yeah, potential long. Once again, if you like the potential long, well, I guess first of all, be careful because 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, and 4 hour are bearish. You're fighting that larger trend. But if you want to play the run back up to VWAP, I don't hate it. The odds of it are pretty decent. It's more of, can you just get into it with minimal risk? So as is everything that I'm preaching to you, the name of the game is, can you take advantage of it with minimal risk? I mean, my minimum target would be somewhere between 700 and 740, and we're trading at 616. $30, $40, $800. Do I feel like risking $800? Once again, just because you like the current chart, that doesn't mean your risk is acceptable. I like the current chart. But for example, are you okay with risking 524? Are you okay with risking 550, 570, 580? Like that, there's a difference between, oh, this looks bullish, this looks bearish, you're looking at momentum flow. That is a completely different question than like, okay, but what's your risk if you were to take that trade? Like, what's the reasonable risk? I find that a lot of retail traders make the misstep of just always risking the same amount of points of, I risk 10 points, I risk 20 points. I think that's a horrible decision, like a legitimately horrible decision, because inherently how much you should risk should depend on the chart setup and also on volatility. And the chance of the chart setup and of volatility being the exact same every single time you trade, Well, the chance of that is slim to fucking none. So for example, even here, if you chase that, like if you didn't keep your risk in control, if you chase the breakout of 600, well, unfortunately, you're now already down 30 points, 25 points. And if you're in it, I hope it bounces back. I'm not like rooting against you. But this is the point of like, yeah, I admitted it looked good, but at no point did I see a point where I was like, okay, I'm willing to take on that risk. And even if I did, I would probably have now already been knocked out on break even because we just puked from 620 down to 670. We're moving 50 points like it's nothing. So today is definitely, I guess, like a bit more whippy, a bit more crazy. So just please be careful about that. Please be careful about that. Where are we at? Eating the Quiet by Chaos and Roswell. If you don't know who Chaos is, he's the producer of this show. And I'm trying to decide, is this the high or low? Oh. It's trying to make a decision of if it wants to be a high or low or not. Now we just need patience. In terms of it, I know the 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute on ES and NQ, they are all bearish. We popped up. It's getting a little bit knocked right now, but it still might be a high or low. It might just be this retest and we bounce. So it's kind of getting into interesting waters. If you look at the Mag 7, sold off, kind of going flat. If you look at SPOCAM and that it's really quickly being given back.
Order filled. Order submitted.
I just took a long position, very tight risk, like even more tight than normal because I'm against trend. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute is bearish. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute on ES is bearish. Maybe, like my thoughts are, okay, maybe it wants to come up to the 50% retracement. Maybe it wants to bounce up to VWAP. I'm watching this region. Let me mark it out. 700 to 740, but this is a dangerous game because it's against trend. I see the point of mean reversion up to that. Once again, I'm looking at the 50%, which is 711. So basically you have this. You have 700, a psychological level. You have 711, which is the 50% retracement, and you have VWatch, which is 740. So the 700 to 740, it's potential. And like we could get all the way up there and the market could still be bearish. And I'm just trying to take a stab at it with minimal risk, which is probably why I should move my stop up to break even, whatever. I can't sit here and pitch to you guys minimal risk on the trade and then not take on minimal risk. So I waited. Like I said, I didn't want to chase it to the upside. I think sometimes chasing really gives me fucked up entries. So I waited. It started to show a little bit of strength and it's a free trade. I don't know if it's going to work. And like, I know I get it. It's an aspect of social media and the market to dunk on you if you like don't make money on the trade. But I'm here for the long term. I am here to grow the accounts consistently. That's how I got my accounts from 50K to 110. How did I make $60,000 plus of profit? Because remember, I got another $10,000 worth of payouts from each account. So really, if I took no payouts, these would be all literally 10K higher. How did I do that? I did that from just focusing on the long term and focusing on risk control. I'm not, sometimes I do this. I can't say that I don't. When I focus on making that trade work, when I get into a trade and I say, no, I need to make money on this trade right now, those are the times that I get legitimately in trouble, like legitimately in trouble. And it's just a human nature, like just unwilling to admit you're wrong. I can't find your backup channel on YouTube. I have searched it, but it doesn't show up. Can you link it in here? Just search /@Matt Kohrs. It's this one right here, @Matt Kohrs. Matt Kohrs, 6.3 thousand subscribers, 52 videos. It's me, a handsome devil from the 80s. But once again, /@Matt Kohrs. If you are watching on YouTube or Rumble right now, you're at the Matt Kohrs Show. So the live show is the Matt Kohrs Show. The video evergreen channel is Matt Kohrs. That's true for YouTube. On Rumble, they're all together. They just have slightly different systems in the background kind of running. So on Rumble, they're both put together. It's just how it's set up, like I said, from like a management perspective. On YouTube, they are separate, and it's just how the algorithms treat the channels. But hey, we're at it again. Folks, I know that you guys see green and you're like, Matt, why would you not take $1,000? Because once again, these are the big accounts. With the small accounts, I go for the measured moves. And today, I think between a succession of 3 trades, it added up to 2K. This one, I swing, man. Like I'm swinging. I trade them. It's really easy to Monday morning quarterback and after the trading session be like, oh, this was perfect. Why don't you trade like that all the time? But inherently, I don't know the next move, and none of us know the next move. So that's why I'm thinking, okay, I think it's reasonable to go to 700. I think if it overshoots 700, I think it's reasonable to go to 710. And if it overshoots 710, I think it's reasonable to go to 740. Why do I think about those levels? Well, let me run through it in real time. First of all, people are going to treat 700 as a psychological level, which actually no one's even lined up there at that moment. But I bet if we were to get closer, you're going to see people line up at 700. From there, the 50% retracement from IB is 710. And then from there, VWAP is 737. So it is dropping. So let me just put that. By the time we get there, it'll probably be 730. This is my sweet zone right there. A VWAP test. I would love to get out there, but my point is I get to try it for free. It's a free ride, folks. I'm long at 572. I'll move it slightly up. I'll go to 74 just because psychologically that should put me in the green on all the accounts. And if it goes, it goes. That's awesome. Or it'll be the 9th trade you guys have seen today where I got stopped out for break even. But once again, I could do that on these accounts because I'm going for it on these accounts. The ones that I'm not going for it, well, I locked it in. I'm done. I had, I believe, 3 trades that added up. What was it? Like 1,000, or was it 2 trades? Was it 1,600 and another 3? I don't know what it was. But depending on what you're trying to do with your accounts, you saw examples of the lock-ins and you saw examples of swinging. Sometimes the lock-ins do better, like today where I had the measured move. I was looking at the close key levels. And then other days, the giant swing trades do better. And those are the days you see me make like 5K per account or something like that. You never know. Like, you don't know beforehand if it's going to be the big swinger or not. So I take a shot at both and I just do the risk management. Take profit, bro. Why not taking profits? I don't get it. Are you asking about TPT? Or are you asking about why I'm not locking in right here? Why am I not locking in right here? Because I think it's more statistically likely that we go up here before the next vomit. Maybe I'm right on that prediction. Maybe I'm wrong on that prediction, but that doesn't really matter. Maybe I think it's likely and maybe there's a 1% shot of it, but all I could tell you is it's riskless. Dude, it all comes back to this. Stop is at break even. That's all that matters in this game. And I think too many people are trying to predict it of like for you to push back and say, why aren't you taking profits right now? That's because you inherently think this is the most I'm going to make and you think it's going to turn right here. And then my question to you is, why do you think it's going to turn right here? I've already explained that I'm managing my risk. My stop's already at break even. I'm looking at the 600 psychological level as support. If it breaks, yeah, I'm going to be a little bit iffy on it. And I guess you could argue I could maybe move it up to 87. That's not the worst idea, but whatever. My stop's at break even. And also, the way I'm handling this is very specific to trading one contract. Sometimes if I'm feeling good on the day, I'll trade multiple contracts. But due to my very poor trading performance on Friday, I'm putting myself in the doghouse and I'm only going to one. If I were trading multiple contracts, I probably right here would have locked one out at like 620, that recent high. I would have rode one up. I would have locked that in. My stop would be at break even on the other, and I'd be moving on with my life. Like I'd have the break even. I would have already secured profit, and I would have a runner. But I'm obviously not trading multiple contracts because, like I said, I'm still kind of punishing myself, if you will, from Friday. But this idea of like taking profits, like, dude, you might be 100% right. This might vomit to my break even. And yes, I should have taken profits. But what if this shoots up to 700? What if this shoots up to 800? What if this shoots up to 900? Like, you don't know. You don't know. You are making money by taking profit, LOL. I actually think one of the most devious sayings that I commonly hear repeated in the world of trading is no one goes broke taking profits. That is a bold-faced lie. If you have a strategy that says, hey, whenever you're wrong, take a $100 hit, and whenever you're right, take a $200 profit. If you are always cutting that $200 profit short, you might not be net profitable. So I get that it's repeated by fucking everyone and their grandma, but this idea of oh, no one went broke taking profits, it's a dumb fucking saying. It is mathematically inaccurate, and no one who knows about trading would ever agree with that statement. You are literally breaking your trading system. You are screwing with your expected value. So I know everyone like repeats that. No one ever goes broke taking profits. It is wrong. Like mathematically, it is wrong. If you have a trading system, you stick to your trading system. The whole point, whether it's winners or losers, you're not supposed to deviate from your trading system. So this idea of like, oh, you're up, you're green, why don't you just take the profits? Well, take the profits if your system tells you to take your profits, but don't take them if you're not supposed to. It's just, I hear it all the time, and it is dangerously wrong, like horribly wrong. So if you've ever heard it before and you didn't really think much about it, okay, well, now think about it. And then if you believe that, I just deeply need you to know that it is mathematically wrong. Like if you believe no one ever went broke taking profits, obviously that is inherently true on a singular trade, but for an overall trading system, no, that can actually legitimately cause you to go bust. It can legitimately cause you to go bust. So you have to be absurdly careful with that mindset. When you have room for drawdown, yes, break even is fine. But if you aren't above the buffers for props, taking profit is smart. That's why I took profit on these. Dude, I feel like I'm fucking talking to a wall today. I literally showed you the two ways to handle it. One way with not much buffer and locking it in. And then another way when you're swinging it if you have room. I'm literally showcasing both options to you in real time. And I think 95% of you are like understanding it. But dude, we have some fucking helmet people in here today who are just like deeply not understanding basic math. I've showcased live to you both ideas, both mantras, both camps. Like, holy fuck, the fact that some of you, it just makes me so deeply upset for the current state of the education system in the US. Like deeply, deeply, deeply upset. Like,
Order
holy
filled.
fuck, some people are just actually... Like, you just can't help everyone. You deeply cannot help everyone. Like, holy shit. On big accounts, I have the opportunity to go for it. I have the opportunity to go for that 100, 200, 300 point swing. I move my stop to break even. If it goes, awesome, big win. On the account where I don't have much room, I still aggressively move stops, but then I have a measured target and lock that in as soon as I can to kind of ratchet up the amount of buffer that I'm dealing with. So like there's rules you have to deal with, but holy shit, it's kind of conversations like this that when I hear that how many ever people of money blow out their accounts, I'm like, oh, okay, that actually kind of makes sense. I just got back to stream. I didn't see your earlier trades. Okay. I did. But this concept of explaining basic math to people, it's one thing to explain it because maybe people haven't heard it in the appropriate context. Like, that's completely fair. But the fact that there's like pushback to it and people are like, no, that's not basic math. It's like, okay, if you say so. If you say so. What do we have? Kohrs on the cob, liquidity trap. Feels like that's what I'm getting stuck in currently. The old liquidity trap. I think I've just streamed to you my 20 gazillionth trade in a row of getting stopped out for break even. So all the big accounts stopped out for break even, just a little bit of slippage, a little bit of commissions. That's exactly why you're seeing a little bit of a Christmas Santa Claus setup, a little green, a little red. And then for the smaller accounts right here, smaller as in just they don't have as much capital, as much drawdown. Those were the locked in measure moves. 25K of profit is better than zero. Jesus fucking Christ. Can someone explain to this absolute dipshit the concept of expected value? I've tried it, and you know that brings me to the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make a retard understand something. And it looks like that's what we're dealing with today. So I'm gonna push this one off to you guys, to the community, to better explain this, because I would say once a week, I'm reminded of the fact that You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make a retard understand a simple fucking concept. So that one's you guys. That one's 100% you guys to explain it. I'm going to put that in your court. Mag 7's still getting hit. And on that one, I even explained it of like, I'm going counter trend, so I have to be super aggressive with the stop. You can lead a horse to the water, but sometimes you still have to shoot the horse. Can I give you my thoughts on Netflix? Yeah, I think it's one of these days, it's going to have a pretty nice bounce, but it doesn't seem to be coming anytime soon. All right, now are we back to trading with trend? Is it actually going to break down? Do all roads lead back to my original trade anyway? EV. Yeah, people just don't get the, like, it's such a rudimentary topic too. Stopped out at break even again. And to comment, I know I said this, but just to drive it home, it's not fun to get stopped out at break even, but I would much rather have the frustration of being like, oh, I'm still break even, than be like, oh, dude, I have like a loss that I don't know how to handle. Can I look at open? No, it's a piece of shit stock. It's a pump and dump, and people are just getting tricked into thinking it's somehow a legitimate company. And unfortunately, it's just not. It's literally just another pump and dump. It has all the hallmarks of a pump and dump. Fundamentally, it's a poor business. But more important than that is the people in it don't understand the business. It's like literally all a hype train. It's going to end up getting crushed.
Order filled. Order submitted.
All right. What's this low? I guess all roads lead back to maybe this original trade. What's crazy about this is my very, very first trade here at 10:06. I was short at 6:09. At one opportunity, if I like perfectly traded it, it was like 140 points, which I was looking for 60 because there was a technical low at 56. So I was trying to front run it by about 4 points. It only got to 70. So that was like a bit of a bummer. And then here, imagine my frustration if I held through all of this. It would have knocked me out at break even, because at no point am I going up 140 points to like then lose money. It would have knocked me out just for it to go in my favor anyway. That's frustrating and it sucks. But once again, it happens. It happens. It happens. It happens. Do we do it again? All right, stops at break even. What do the odds say? You guys are the bookmakers. You guys are the odds makers. Folks, am I getting knocked out for break even again? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? What is everyone's best guess? To be fair, I've been knocked out like 4 times already, 5 times. Do you think finally I'm going to buck the trend? Thumbs up, as in I'm actually going to make money on this one, or thumbs down, knocked out for break even? What do all the odds makers, and by the way, you guys are the odds makers, what do the odds makers say? Is this another break even trade? Am I going like for 5 in a fucking row on this one? Do it just to piss the guy off? Oh, for the break even? Oh, this guy. Here it comes. Get away. Get away. Of course you will, because you don't take profit. Dude, if you're a guy who just does little scalps time and time again, you're not going to be net profitable. You're not going to be able to compete with like the algorithms that are actually doing the net scalping. And you're going to have success for short periods of time, but you're not going to be net profitable. If you're in this game, your goal should be to represent net profit over the long term. Like, you want that consistent growth time and time again, and you're just not going to get it. Like, if for you to be that good at scalping, you have to beat algorithms. You have to beat computers that are making decisions in like portions of a second, and you're just not going to be able to do it. Dude, I'm flipping a coin. Well, Skywalker, you got that one right. The reason I'm moving it more aggressively than I was this morning is because currently the trend's in question. So if you watched my trades earlier today, I wasn't going stop until break even until there was more of a move. Just to like, I guess, comment on why I'm moving it even more rapidly right now is because the trend is not clear. We have lower highs still. Let me mark this out for you. So my, I guess, like mantra on the market is I'm going to give it a little bit more room if the trend is clear. Right now, it's not. I see lower highs, but I also see higher lows. It's consolidation. So maybe I might be able to get lucky and play a trade out of consolidation. But once again, that's luck because you're betting on consolidation not only breaking, but breaking in your favor. And right now, it's just by definition, it's consolidating. So you just have to wait. You have to be patient and see which way it either is or isn't going to break. So when the fact that we're going sideways and consolidating, mathematically, that should lower your confidence on the trade. And if I have lower confidence on the trade, well, of course, I'm going to take less risk because I'm less confident. So this morning, I mean, look at how the chart has changed. You could be like lower highs, lower lows. We're below the EMAs. Like just, it's all getting messed up. So on this first one, yeah, I gave it more room. And when it went and then bounced and then went, like I was giving it more room because the trend was very evident. Now it's getting a little questionable. We didn't make a fresh high, but we're also not making fresh lows. So I think it's pretty safe to say, and I think this is kind of a no-brainer, that the less confidence you have, well, you should take on less risk. And then on top of that, if you have low enough confidence, obviously you shouldn't be taking the trade at all. Have you ever played a spread on a consolidation breakout? No. A spread? Well, I mean, I guess it depends on your time frame. I'm not going to play option spreads. Dude, this is so frustrating. Which way is this breaking? Dude, this shit. I would be back in the profit, but I was very, very, very conservative with my trade because once again, it's consolidation. What was the question? Do I take spreads in consolidation? If it's consolidation on the daily chart, but not on the intraday chart, you're not going to get that much decay on a spread from 10 to 11. Maybe you will if you're taking, I guess the delta, if you're like doing a wide spread, like really far wings, because that's going to decay. Obviously on delta, the further away you are, you decay. And if you're at the money, you're going to have higher gamma, so you don't necessarily want that. I mean, I suppose you could, but I'm never going to play spreads on intraday 1 minute chart consolidation. I just don't agree with that that time frame match. Dude, this is just this is consolidation hell. And not that, like, obviously I wish I had money. Like, that would be fucking insane to not say so. But in this consolidation hell, the fact that I'm just break even, I'm extremely proud of that because that's what you should be. Yeah, it's best to swing trades. I mean, it depends. Like, there's various profitable... I trade spreads, if that's, like, inherently the question. And there's various profitable strategies. It's just I don't necessarily just agree with that specific one. Trading spreads on a 1 minute chart consolidation is not something that I am knowledgeable of to have an edge or to not have an edge. And if you're trading it and you're like, dude, I have 2 years of proof that this works, have at it, dude. Like, don't let me get in your way. I'm just saying I'm not knowledgeable. And I would say from my knowledge of options and studying the statistics of the market, that would be really, really tough to find an edge. But if you have, dude, like I said, don't let me stop you. Don't let me stop you. But we are currently waiting to see if this fucking paint dries or not. Oh, a little bit of Christmas situation for me. $2. I could have just done a 1 fucking tick scalp earlier today, and I'd be at the same place. Where are we? Bearish. But it's just not breaking down. We're not getting the follow through, and even on the bounce was lethargic. We're we have two options. We're either going to get the gnarly breakdown or this is a higher low and then we bounce all the way up to VWAP. Both of them can make you a lot of money if you can get into it on the right trend, ideally with minimal risk. But wow, silver's going. Here, let me go to the 5 minute here. Let me go to the 5 minute. Let me go to the 5 minute. It's just sideways nothingness. Sideways nothingness. Let's check. Mag 7 is still pretty weak. S&P 500 just took a hit in the delta. It might be failing off of 50.
Order filled. Order submitted.
Icarus just fired short. I took it because but I'm just bummed out that now we're consolidating. Generally, you get of course there are days where it trends all day, but there are many days like today and like yesterday where the move was early on, and then after that you end up just doing nothing. So yeah, maybe this is consolidation, and yeah, maybe it breaks, but clearly the move was that 950-ish trade we were talking about. That was the move. And yeah, maybe we have another move, but this is, you could see, at 10:02, we just got into Chop Fest, and that's where we're at right now. WTH happened to gold. Why? What happened to gold? It's just popping right now. Gold popping, silver's popping. The Qs are just holding their low from 2 days ago and from yesterday, and the SPY, maybe we're watching 589 or something like that. Oh, I need to think about... I do have on currently a short that is at break even. All right, so that's like a $500 risk right now. Maybe we give it $600. I'm just looking at some of these recent moves. All right, so the recent swing lows are 497, 481, and then the intraday low, which is also the initial balance, is 470. I'm on the right side of trend, whether you're looking at the 1 minute, the 5 minute, all the trends are pointing down, but it's really just a chop fest ever since 10. It's been an hour 20 of just chopping, so... Maybe I'll get lucky, but the trend now has to persist. We went from a downtrend to sideways. So not only am I betting on the trend actually starting to trend, but I'm also betting on the trend starting to trend in my favor, which is currently down because I'm betting on a continuation of said trend. Why I'm comfortable with doing it? Well, first of all, your life is generally going to be easier trading with trend, but I'm also seeing a failure at 50. The fact that from 1050 to 1103, there was an attempt to get back above 950, which is a key gamma level of the day, and it failed. So I'm kind of looking on SPX for a flush to 925. And so I'm kind of betting on not only does that happen, but I need it to happen with minimal risk. I kind of need it to happen without a bounce against me, which you just don't know. So that's where I'm at. But as you can imagine, if this takes out 520, stops going back to break even. Folks, it's just wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. This is Kohrs. What else do we have? What else do we have? What else do we have? Vicky Volatility. Lil Kohrs featuring Vicky Volatility, cash in my pocket. Let's see what that one's all about. I'm short at 47. I'm break even. I am protected by 50, but I hope that doesn't serve as a magnet. I want it to take out 20. If it takes out 20, I have another freebie trade. I'm just going to move my stop to break even or do I want to take some of the risk? I already took some of the risk off the table. I was risking 90, and then I realized I don't want to be risking 40 points. Obviously, my eyes are drawn to 60. All right, let's put this to 60. Fuck it. Fuck it. Break even again. I'm front running Icarus. Icarus technically wouldn't call for me to go to break even until we take out this low at 97. But just to really drive home the point to all of you in chat, it is about risk management. Wait, where's that dipshit who's talking shit all day? Chat, where is he? Chat. What's his name? Where is he? Because I'm going to fucking dedicate this gigantic win to him. Chat, call him out. Tag him. What's his name? Who is the dipshit that was in chat? Chat, I need the dipshit in chat. I can feel it in my bones. We tied him in the dungeon. I'm going to dedicate this win to him. What is the Icarus strategy? It's my personal trading strategy. So I hope this is the real-time example that makes sense to you guys of, is it fun to get stopped out at break even like 15 times today? I don't even know how many times. I think maybe 6 times. No, it's not fun, but you do it to survive the game. Because you never know. I got stopped out short. I got stopped out long. But imagine if I didn't get stopped out on one of them, especially on when I was long, I would now be deeply below. Before, when I was short and it went up 100 points, I would have been deeply below on that. And it's just by pure luck that it reverted this way. So like, it's all about the shotgun approach of like, take your shot at it and just maybe you get lucky. How does Icarus work on strategies? A lot of math. I mean, I coded it up myself. I researched it myself. Here we go. Going to see that 625 retest. I mean, that's the next gamma level. That's if you're watching SPX, that is, I mean, I have that marked out. I mean, I'll set an alert, but no, there's a reason I marked these out. And if 25 doesn't hold, then you're watching the low from yesterday at 6916. But it's just literally where big money's positioned. You could see it right there. See, we're cutting through positive gamma. Here's negative gamma. The first place it stops is 25 to 20, and then 16 is the low. And then you see people positioned at 900 and 905. So, yeah, the first target on this downshoot is 25. Once again, people are positioned there. Then you have the technical low from yesterday, and then you have this psychological level and potentially a little bit of a put credit spread here at 900. So target 1, target 2, target 3, easy peasy lemon squeezies. All right, anyway, in chat, type 1 in chat if you think I'm going to make money on this trade. Type 2 in chat if you think I'm unfortunately going to get stopped out at break even again. How are you guys? You guys are the odds makers. And to be fair, thus far, you've been spot on. You helped me make money at market open, and you've called out the break-even trade every single time. Does anyone know which trade copier Matt uses? Replicanto. Dude, are we bouncing off of 500 again? I don't know if I can mentally handle bouncing off of 500 again. Is this really going to happen to me? Like, how many times? This would be easier if I were trading multiple contracts, because once again, on multiple contracts, obviously I would have locked one in at the level. When I trade multiple contracts, I meet my strategy in the middle. I unload some at the measured target, and then the other is the rider. Right now, since I'm trading one contract, on the small ones, I'm doing the measured move. On the bigger ones, I'm doing the rider. But on multiple, it is easier, and I would probably be massively in the green today because I would have been stopped out on all of the runners, but I would have been at minimum at these levels at the measured move lock-in. So it's one of those days. What's the tool that Matt's using to trade? What tool? I don't know. This is called Ninja Trader. This is a brokerage, and then I'm trading with capital from Apex. 90% off with code Goonie. And then I guess if you have more specific questions, there is a premium trading Discord right here. You could sign up and ask anyone in it. I think it's an amazing value. Obviously, I'm biased because I made it and I run it. But before anyone spends a single dollar in here, I highly recommend you ask other people in the Discord if you think it's worth it. And I think they're going to say yes, but get another person's opinion on it. I really, really think that that's the best way to see if it's for you or not. Things are kind of getting close to the end. So can I ask you guys a giant favor? I just want to make sure I'm protected on this. Should I move it up? Nah, I'll leave it. We're going to see if this one goes or not. Could I ask you guys a giant favor? We are... Oh, hang on. We are being told by some of the management team that like Facebook Live is where it's at. You can't stream on Facebook unless you have 100 followers. Could I kindly ask 49 of you to follow this page so we can stream there? And then the same would actually be true on TikTok as well. So we just spun up this page. I just put the link. Obviously, it doesn't cost you anything or like that. I'm just asking 49 of you to hit that follow button. And then I don't know what the number is on TikTok. Is it 100? Is it 500 or 1,000? I don't know what it is. But if you guys could follow that as well, I'll put this one in here. But we literally just spun both of these up. So we're going to put short form content on TikTok. On Facebook, we're basically mirroring everything we do on Rumble and on YouTube. So we want to stream. Actually, we want to stream on both, and they do have follower requirements. So we just spun it up. These are both fresh. So if you want to say that you guys are early to the game, that's how you could do it. And obviously, from me and the team, I do deeply appreciate the support. So I just wanted to call that out. Just put the link. So there's a TikTok, Matt _Kohrs with a Z. I just put the Matt Kohrs Show Facebook link in there. Apex 90% off with code Goonie. You have a day left. If you want to join the Goonie Trading Discord and trade with me personally, Piper Fired. Obviously, we go over a lot of cool stuff in there. So check that out. Let me go back on this. This is going in my favor for sure. I guess we are watching these levels. We took out the first level, but it might be a triple bottom. The next one is 480. So we hit the 500. Next one's 480. And then obviously from there is the intraday low at 470. If I had multiple contracts, like I said, I would be getting out at 500. That's why on these smaller accounts are already locked in because I was doing the measured move. But for the bigger accounts, I go for swings. I'm going for the bigger move. Oh, look at this. For anyone who wants to know how I came up with Icarus, this is the brains behind the operation. This is Piper, who has made multiple trading strategies, and she's arguably the best mind on all of Wall Street. I know she acts nonchalant, like she doesn't care, like she's above it all, but she cares a lot. You seem pretty tired. Did you have a late night? Were you out partying? She likes to play poker late on Mondays. Probably tired. Wow, it is 11:30. Okay, I think we're gonna call it there. As I always do, I'm gonna post on Twitter later today how this trade performs. But as you can see, the stop's already at break even. So hang on, maybe we'll just.
Order submitted.
All right, these are the extreme results. I'm either break even again, or the extreme result would be about 3K per contract, or excuse me, per account. There is a chance that I lower the stop more into the green, so maybe that gets it. It just needs to crack 500. And as you can see, buyer stepped in, buyer stepped in, buyer stepped in. Buyers really stepped in, overshot it, fake out, breakout, and we got smacked again. And we got smacked right to this key level of 500, where just now nothing is happening. So I just have to wait. All I can tell you is I'm doing it with a riskless opportunity. If it goes in my favor, great. I make $2,000. If I'm wrong, I'm back to just, guess what, being break even on the day. It is A-okay. But anyway, I'm going to go over to the Discord, wrap this one trade up with them. Then I'm going to probably call it a day just because we're frustratingly going absolutely nowhere. So I just kind of wanted to keep you guys, I guess, apprised of that situation. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to go hang out with the Discord. Shout out to Apex, code Goonie, 90% off. If you want to join the Goonie Trading Discord, the link is pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. Happy to trade with you. We're going to be posting an update video later on today, and then we're going to be streaming once again tomorrow morning. Quick heads up, after the market closes today, AMD, Supermicro, and Chipotle are all reporting earnings. So I just want to put that on your radar in case you're involved with AMD, Supermicro, or Chipotle. So just wanted to call that out for everyone. In terms of the levels on S&P 500, 925, 916 and 900 flat would be those targets in order, just to put them out there. That's where we see technical levels, psychological levels, and important big money option levels. So once again, just wanted to call that out for everyone before I let you go. Update video tonight, streaming once again tomorrow. I would appreciate your help with Facebook and TikTok just so we can stream over there. And other than that, I'll see you in the Discord. Thanks for all the good vibes. Peace.